All right, we're going to test out the new microphone. Hopefully, this is working. We shall find out. It's hard to tell because I just popped this on. There's nobody watching. Nobody watching. But we'll kind of start it off like we normally would. We'll share a little. Whoopsie. Breakfast or dinner. Won't be breakfast, it'll be dinner. I just made dinner. But if you are the one person that's out there listening, how does the new microphone sound? That is the kind of the purpose of this whole thing, is to see what we got going on there. So, one person watching, how's my microphone? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I don't know. Well, anyway, we're just going to start. All right, Dr. Bob, how about now? I'm testing this new microphone out, trying to see if it works. Any audio yet? Mathis, can you hear me? Yes? Okay. How does it sound? How does the new microphone sound? How's the volume? Audio's fine? Cool. What's going on? All bueno, a lucha. That's what we like to hear. Let's lucha in. See. What's happening? Logan Hall likes my dinner. Can you hear me? Isn't that the way he said it? Can you hear me? Thanks, Logan Hall. It was indeed delicious. So I cheated a little bit because I had to work all day. So I made the sauce yesterday, and so I came home and seared up the shrimp real quick, mixed them into the sauce, and then cooked it up and added a half a bag of frozen mixed vegetables. So it was kind of a quickie. But it works. It works. Speedy Hernandez, what's going on, my friend? I'm kind of sad. I'm waiting for news on my GG Lecoutre, which is in for service. They sent me an email yesterday saying they had received it. So that's cool. Eddie Mao, thank you for stopping by. How are you, sir? Thank you for the compliment. I thought it came out pretty good. For kind of a quickie, cheaty meal. I thought I accomplished what I needed to do after a long day at the dealership. What's going on with everybody out there? Everybody having a good night? This really kind of started as a new microphone test. So, wanted to see if we can get a little bit better audio on the shows for you guys. Vimal, we are seeing my spicy shrimp korma that I made. That was my dinner. If I start burping, it's because I just ate a giant bowl of spicy shrimp korma. But what are you going to do? It happens. It happens. How's everybody doing? How's everybody like the new Colony stream? Marco's in the house. Good to see you, Marco. BW. Yeah, I just, it was a long day. We had a late customer, and so I came home, made dinner, finished up like I said, I kind of made the sauce yesterday for the most part. So it was not, it was cheater. It was a little bit of a cheater. I don't know if Buckley's hot takes were that spicy. I think my shrimp might have been a little spicier than Buckley's hot takes. I don't know. Marco upvoted. Thank you, sir. Vimal. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Tasty stuff. Evan says looks way better than my puck of microwaved egg whites. Microwave egg whites are for breakfast. You know how we start our Sunday stream. Former Mathis says the Colony bends the knee to Lucha. Technically, right now, I mean, it's not going to last that long. Technically, we have the bigger stream. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I got a couple more subscribers. I might be up a little bit, but I like the Colony stream. I like what they're trying to do. Now, 3 or 4 people have told me to keep doing the Sunday show on the Lucha channel, not to close my channel. So I'm curious. It makes me think 2 things. Number one is, is this because they think that a bunch of people are going to go back? Who knows? Or is it just that I should just have that? They like having the Lucha stream. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I like them both. I liked. It was fun to hop on and help the Colony stream. It should grow. We like to see things growing. And, they've already around 200 subscriptions, which is good stuff. Gatsby, I'm good, sir. How are you? Oh yeah. Yes, we all got home. Yeah, I was popping in a little bit at work when I could. Most of I manage a car dealership. I'm the sales manager. So when there's customers, I need to get out with my boys and help them close some deals. That's what it's all about. So the audio is good. Does it sound any better using this new fancy microphone? I guess that's the first question. What's up, Looking Glass? Good to see you. Geez, got 17, 18, 19, 20 people popping in and out of here. It's a good thing. I just said it doesn't mean I was just curious, Mathis. I was like, is everybody going back? But I'm the one. What was the list? It's like me and Curly can't go back or something like that. We're banned forever, permanently banned. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep the Lucha channel open just in case. Going back, I think most of us realize you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So I don't. I'm just kind of kidding there, Vimal. Poking at the Buckley. Or not Buckley, Mathis. I'm sorry. Buckley says that's Speedy Hernandez. It's real simple. Tim banned anyone that's associated with Diego or asked about others who have been banned. Why? Psychopath behavior. So now we are on the Colony. The Colony's great too. Because here, it's what I always what do I always tell you guys? Let's just have fun. That's really, really what it's about. Is just having a good time. So if we can do that and talk about watches, because it's hard to find people to talk about watches too. Like my sales guys. My sales guys love me. But you know what they don't love? Watches. Unless it's the one guy like Seiko's. But they don't understand. They look at me like, what? You bought another watch? Why? You spent how much? Why? So it's nice to have people to talk with about the hobby, because it's an odd hobby. It's just an odd thing. I am going to put the link down in case anybody wants to hop on the stream, because this was sort of just like started as just a microphone test, and a bunch of people showed up. So what are you gonna do? It happens. It happens. It's good to see you, Speedy. How are things in Hawaii? Just learned 20 minutes ago. Just canceled my memberships. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. And look, I will never tell you I will never tell you where to go for entertainment. Okay, just we're all clear on that part. If you want to watch this or the colony, and I don't care. It's completely up to you. None of my business. You're all grown ass adults that can make your own decisions. But that's the difference between freedom and a communist dictatorship. Right? Am I wrong? And we're getting some thunder rolling through here in Pittsburgh. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I like the colony format though. It was nice to go on there yesterday and help out a couple of times. That was a good time. Hold on, jeez. But yeah, it was good. It was good to do that. I want to pin the link. Hold on, there we go. Perfect. All this stuff I normally do at the start of a show. I wasn't really expecting a show. So what's happening, guys? Vimal says, yeah, Lucha and Colony channels are fun. My BP is not elevated and the panelists are super fun. Great to hear actual watch content. Yes. It's good to have some watch content or fun. I don't care what we talk about as long as we're laughing and giggling and having fun. And that was one of my points with Diego's stream was I watched it and I was like, look at these guys just laughing and giggling and have a good time. Isn't that really what life is supposed to be about? You know? Nobody's making any demands on anyone. No, nothing. Just fun. Just a good time. Vimal says, have you ever considered Panerai giving you have the wrist for it? I've tried a couple Panerais on. I did not like the way they looked on me. I'm not crazy about the way they look in general. It's just not a brand for me. And I see them on some people. They look great on some people. It's sort of like Cartier. Cartier does not look good on the Lucha. You know, it is what it is. Buckley, I'm not down for BS. I've joined the rebellion. Long live the colony. Yes, long live the colony. So yeah, actually a few people told me not to stop doing on my stream the Sunday morning shows. So we'll just keep it on my stream for now. That's fine. America was kind enough to allow me to start up shows and stuff on the colony. And honestly, I might have started this one up on the colony, but I was just kind of more or less, I think I told you guys the other day when I got the new computer, I needed to get an adapter. I needed an adapter for the microphone. So that's what we have here. Ryan James in the house. How's the new watches, Ryan? He's still quite smitten with them. And is the Rolex getting more wrist time or the Omega? Oh, I'm always curious about that, especially when people buy them in succession. Because I know I'm weird about wearing like what I'm wearing at different times. I'm always sort of like, what's happening with that? Gatsby says, I agree, Vimal. Nothing wrong with having more than one channel to enjoy. I know. And what could be more enjoyable than this? Look at this face. Hi. Yeah. Buckley says, our goal isn't to take time out. We tried for weeks to talk some sense. Oh, Tim out. So since he turns back on all of us with threats, so people can make their decisions, no problem. Absolutely. Again, you're all grown-ass adults. If there's something you want to do it. Adapter, let me guess. It's an Apple. Did they also charge a monthly subscription to log in? No, there was no monthly subscription to log in. But I did get a new iMac. I used to do the show off my MacBook, but sometimes it heat up. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt sometimes. Thought maybe I could get a little better quality for you guys out of this, and help out the streams. Ryan James, still enjoying them both, Mark. Just rocking the 2-watch collection right now. I wear the Submariner probably 70% of the time, but the Seamaster still gets a solid amount of wrist time. For those of you who don't know, I don't know if he's newish to the streams, but he was new to me when he started coming around. He unboxed these 2 amazing watches, his Submariner and the black ceramic, the Darth Vader looking Seamaster, which is a really cool looking watch. If I was going to get a ceramic watch, that would be the one. It's that you know I'm talking about. It's just like black on black on black, and it's just a badass looking piece. So, but like them a lot. Sorry, got a bunch of messages, but you know. Gatsby says, Buckley, I understand and respect what you're saying, but frankly, with so many contributors gone, there's no point staying there. Also, the way so many friends were treated, we decided to. And I think that's really what it was. I mean, that was me. You know, I didn't care. I kind of left. You know, so timeline on me, I started my own channel, which has had 4 or 5 names now. I think we're just going to stick with Lucha Bedicton. That was October I started my own channel just to kind of break away a little bit. I would still go to the other stuff, but that was the start of me not feeling it. And then, you know, a few weeks ago, there was the O'Sheen watch, the Paul Thorpe, it was just like, it just seemed like thing after thing after thing that I would watch, and I'm like, I would stop watching because I was like, I'm not happy watching this. I used to be happy watching this. What's going on? And then, boom, I'm a dick. And anyone who goes to Diego is banned. Banned, they say. So, what are you going to do? And then the sickening rumors that were being spread that Diego was pocketing the money from the charity was like the straw that broke the camel's back. But I'm happy that, you know, again, you know, I do this to chat with you guys. I have a good time. I really enjoy talking to you guys about watches and or whatever, breakfast, dinner, whatever happens to be going on. I don't care, you know. And I moderate my own chat because, you know, as long as you're not, you know, horribly rude to people or you know, like super mean, racist, that kind of stuff. I don't mind trolls. I like a good troll, you know. So as long as we're having fun. Let's see. McAllen Drinker says we need a Boston spreadsheet of who's still on his show and who isn't. I don't care. Again, go. You know, if you enjoy his show, don't listen to me. Just go hang out. I don't care. You know, it's going to be made into this, you know, line. That's what's eventually coming because I know this from listening to people like Mr. GMT and others that were, you know, said, look, this happened to us years ago. So, you know, you learn from those guys. All right. So I'm sure it's coming down to that. I'm sure there'll just be watch talk over there for a little bit. We'll pretend like everything's fine. But he can't help, you know, he won't be able to help himself and he'll jump into some new weird ass conspiracy or whatever. And it is what it is. Speedy Hernandez, I don't wish ill on anyone, but I'm not contributing money or views to people putting so much negativity out there. I may bust balls with you, Boston and Diego, but I like and respect you all. Yeah, that's, you know, and that's the whole thing. Who doesn't love a good troll, Speedy Hernandez? You know what I'm saying? They're fun. That's what part of what makes it fun is the chat and the people and the, you know, the contributions that people make and the razzing that we give each other. And, you know, I mean, that's all part of it. But Billy says it's a free country and you have a great channel. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate anybody that comes over and watches my channel, because honestly, I'm just shocked that anyone does. Um, and again, there's no memberships, there's no super chats, there's no monetization. Anything I ask is if you enjoy the content, please subscribe and hit the upvote button, because my goal is really to get it, 250 to 300 people, which is actually where we're at, is kind of attractive if I want to get some guests, some a little bit better guests. You know what I'm saying? Like if I want to have people, come on the show, they're not going to come on to a show if 5 people are watching, or if they see, 7 upvotes. So that's all, and that's really just to get better content from for you guys every once in a while. Speedy says, P.S. If I don't get a wrench on all these new channels, I'm doxing everyone. I have no wrenches, Speedy. I monitor my own chat, because again, part of the fun of this for me is bullshitting with the chat. I like it. I like to hang out with you guys. If I was in your area, I would buy a car from you. I usually don't like current people. Used to be wrong. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I try to present myself with a lot of pretense, without a lot of pretense, and I try to just hang out and and to try and be a good example of a person. Like I always say something nice to somebody, do something nice for somebody, be the light you would like to see in others. It's a good way to live. That's how change happens. I'm going to pull that up. I brought it up yesterday real quick on the one stream, but Lucha, you should turn on monetization. You don't need to beg, but you deliver quality content. Thank you, Nagardi. It's a good time. It's a good time. That's really what it is. Like I said, I was chatting with OC a little bit, texting back and forth a little bit today, because I kind of let him go for a little bit, and because I didn't want to, I figured he was just getting bombarded with messages, but he was, we were talking about, the things that he was saying about loyalty and friendship and not treating people bad and being a good person. That's all what it's all about. Just, put out a decent product and just people will show up. Don't let others deter your growth. There you go. Looks so. The dinner was amazing. The dinner was amazing. Not a watch question. What's your opinion of Scotty Kilmer, the car guy on YouTube? I don't think I've ever watched Scotty Kilmer. So I watch a lot of watch content, professional wrestling content, music, documentaries, history. I have a history degree. I don't know if you guys know that. Never really put it to use, but I have it. And I don't watch a lot of car content because I work with cars all day. It would be the same way. Like, I love to cook and show you guys, hey, I made this or that. If I worked in a restaurant and never come home and make a beautiful meal and say, hey, look what I made, I'd just be so tired of food. I kind of get out and burn out on the cars a little bit. Eddie Miles says, if you build it, they will come. Yeah. Hey, having a little bit of, but this was not contrived or made up drama. This is actual real drama. And I got like 60 some new subscribers since Saturday. But I wonder what made OC stop talking to you know who. Don't know. Somebody in the show notes asked, put a comment, what's the OC story? And he corrected me. He said, grew up in California, became a huge Kiss fan, got married, moved to New York, started collecting watches. That's the OC story as far as I know. Oh my. I made chicken salad last night, but apparently they prefer to eat grain. I like it. Love a good dad joke. Who doesn't love that? But yeah, that's good stuff. I'm going to pull up this Marathon Jeep collaboration. This horrible thing. I don't know. It depends on what you think. It's actually not a horrible looking watch if you like Marathon watches. There was two different ones. Let's share this tab instead. Marathon watches. You guys familiar with Marathon? They're a Canadian company. They really don't want early access. Oh, really? I'm not interested. So the diver's automatic, diver's quartz, officer or smart mechanical, and officer's quartz. I didn't think this one was like the worst looking watch I've ever seen, but I don't know that I'd buy it, even though I work with Jeep. But it's kind of cool looking for what it is. I think they use the tritium tubes on their watches too. Mal, is that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, Marco. I manage a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram dealership in Pittsburgh. Big dealership, I guess. I don't know. And he says he likes it. It's a cool field watch. It actually is. It's not a bad looking watch. And Marathon, I mean, that's kind of a traditional, when I think of a Marathon watch, is this diver configuration. I don't know if they have any of the actual specs. I guess this is like pre-orders. Yeah, early access. And they're doing what they're calling the officer's watch. Let's see. Can't click on any of the links or anything, though. That's kind of a pain in the patootie. Rubber strap. Yeah, like I said, the tritium tubes are cool. I had a Luminox for a while. I had it for a long time, actually. Hook your boy up with a Hellcat. I know everybody wants a Hellcat. I can't even get a Hellcat. What am I supposed to do? Wingmaster says Marathon. Hey, Wingmaster, you ever looked at? I know we've looked at a few, kind of, kind of under $1,000 watches with you on the Sunday streams a couple times. Have you ever considered Marathon? They make nice watches. And again, I can't really tell you the price on these ones because it's not there. You should get a free lifetime gas card with every Jeep Wagoneer. Sub. All right, so let's get down to brass tacks. When does the Rebel Alliance invade Vegas? Ooh. Don't know. I guess a lot of that depends on what's going on with, people like Cars, especially where he's at and the whole thing. And I have no idea, and I don't pretend to speak on that or for that or to that. I'm just saying, in general, he's kind of a big, he sets up a lot of that stuff. So I guess, first you need to find out, is there going to be there? What's it going to be? Wingmaster says, I got the one we looked at, the ProMaster Eco diver for now. Looking at Seiko Monsterized Blue Penguin Track Style. Yes, very cool. Seiko's a great brand. It's hard to go wrong with a Seiko. It's, Seiko you can have for a lifetime. They're just solid watches. They make some nicer ones, and obviously you have Grand Seiko. Did I say it? Did I say that? Grand Seiko? Huh. I feel dirty when I say it. They make some decent watches, but it is you gotta do you what you like. But Seikos are great. Lucha, I know you're planning to retire soon, but do you ever get the hankering for a solid gold piece? What would it be? So, I've had a couple, 3 or 4 two-tone watches in my lifetime, including a sub and a Datejust 41, and they were nice enough. But honestly, the solid gold stuff doesn't really speak to me that much. If I was going to do one, it would be probably a gold Day-Date with a black dial. I just think that's just a classic watch. It could be a retirement watch. I mean, it's that type of watch. It's a great looking watch. I know I dog on Rolex a little bit on the channel, and more just for fun, but if you think of watches and you don't think of a Submariner and a Date, you're not thinking of watches, because those should be two of the first watches to pop into anybody's head, because they're just icons of watches. Two-tone sub, you sell cars too. Perfect. I know. I did not have the bluesy though. I had the black because I live in Pittsburgh. Buckley says, Speedy, the Vegas trip, I bet happens elsewhere. Last year, Tim had 30 to 35 people. From what I gather, there'll be 5 to 10 max at this point. Not sure cars will book that. Yeah, who knows? I really don't know. Eddie Mauve Lucha would get the new yellow gold deep sea. Jesus, that's a big ass watch. That's got to be heavy. You get a workout with that sucker. I was asking about the marathon general purposes 30. That's right, you did. Yeah, yes. It's hard. Wigmaster, we've had so much going on. It's hard to remember the watches. It's hard. Gold Date 8 when Lucha goes on the prowl in the villages. Yes. Yeah. If I was going to move, I would probably move to Vegas. I have friends who live in Vegas, and it's actually, when you get out of the main strip, it's kind of cool. I love the restaurants. Not a huge gambler, but I love the fun of it. I love that if you want to go play cards or something, you can. I have gold IWC dress piece. Yes, you told me that. Yeah, with the mesh bracelet. Was that your grandfather's watch, Wigmaster? I think I remember you saying that. Luckily, it's not looking good at the moment for that crew. Oh, who knows? Who knows? You know, you just can't tell. I'm sure that this has happened before, and we all showed up there, so I'm sure other people will show up there. You know, hopefully he figures it out and makes money. I'm never going back, but hopefully it is what it is. Negrani says we can do our own Vegas trip. We can do a trip anywhere, anytime, I guess. True story. You know why? Because we're all grown-ass adults. Logan Hall says Diego wants us to have cabin orgies and go skiing. Well, I mean, if that's your thing, Yeah, the IWC and Address JLC. Yep. Yeah, I remember you talking about those. That's cool. That's good stuff. Eddie Mouse says Miami is greater than Vegas. Not bad. Vimal says Montreal is also a great option. Fun city and F1. I've been banned from Canada. Trudeau doesn't like me. Sort of happens when you throw away all your friends like their old clothes during spring cleaning. So I made a comment to someone that I think a lot of us thought we were friends with Tim, and to him we were sources of content and money. I don't know, because he really took a lot of the friendship out of it. Took them to my watch guy, like you said. He said not to use them as everyday wears. Well, they're older pieces, dress pieces. Yeah, I would be a little careful with them. Plus, they got sentimental family value. You know what I mean? That's important stuff too. That was correct. You guys should meet up in Tahoe. Ooh, Scotty H says go to Tahoe. Very nice. Dear Artifact, good evening, dear Artifact. Always good to see dear Artifact, Father Artifact in the room. Our Canadian friends. Speaking of Canada, Boston Collector says boredom is underrated. And honestly, I just started to stream up, and hopefully, and again, I'm just going to keep asking everyone. Does the audio sound better than normal, the same as usual, or worse? Yeah, honest answers, please. because I hooked up this new microphone. And that's kind of why I fired up the stream, because I bought that adapter thing so I could plug it in, and we'll see what's going on. Source of content and money. That's how women look at us too. It's true. It's true. It's true. Oreo sounds great. Thank you, sir. I think he meant audio. I'm hoping. Hopefully it's better. I mean, that was the whole idea, buying the new iMac and not doing it off my laptop anymore. It'd be a little bit easier. Vimal says he can't tell the difference, but nobody's ever accused him of being an audiophile. All right. Let's see. I can't tell much of a difference in your normal audio, Lucha, but sounds good. All right, I'll take it. Whatever. Makes me feel good having a new microphone. You know? America! Says Lucha legend. Hey, America's a good dude. Again, why do you throw away people? I don't understand. It's a good time. It's a good time. You know? And again, aside from upvoting and liking, subscribing on my channel, but please go to the colony. They're building something cool. They're building what most of us anyway, we're looking for, which is just a good place to hang out, talk about watches or whatever happens to be going on that day, and enjoying ourselves. Like I said, I was at the dealership late. I came home. I made my dinner, ate. Jumped up in here. I didn't even take my tie off. I started, I was so excited to plug this thing in. And everybody says my audio sounds the same. You guys are killing me. No, I'm just kidding. But I wanted to get the new microphone plugged in, test it out, and boom, there we go. Eddie Mouse says, don't trust this American guy. He left the A off. What's up with that? That's what I meant. That we should plan our own Vegas trip. Yes. He stole your money today. What? Lucky bastard. Normally it's the watch colony. I just happened to fire up a stream. There's nothing going on. I was trying to test out my new mic and people showed up. What the heck? So if people show up, we'll do a little stream. It's pretty easy. 521 Taipei. Hello, my friend in the Berg. See, there is another one of us. I've heard that there's yet another Pittsburgh guy that hangs out on some of the streams. Do you know him, 521? I don't know. You're kind of a North Hills guy. I'm a West Hills guy. Maybe he is an East Hills guy. We can all meet in the middle. This Eddie dude stole a watch from me today. What the fuck? He's a wanted criminal. Eddie, wow, did you steal a watch? Did you buy a watch, Eddie? Oh my. I just learned all the invented drama. I'm with you whether you want me or not, Speedy Hernandez says. If anything, Mark, I think there's slightly more gain than you used to have. There's a very slight hum in the background. That is my air conditioner. My house was built in 1882. It does not have central air, and it got a little hot today. So I actually turned on the air conditioner. So that's probably the hum you're hearing. Because that's what I hear. But it drowns out the sound of the cat that's outside the door. So, what are you going to do? Let's see. Moving over to the colony because that other channel doesn't not have enough Rolex talk for my liking. I don't know. Uzi. Yes, Uzi's that's what. Have you ever met him, Taipei? I don't know. I've never met, much or many of anyone. You don't know him. Okay. That's the crepes. You can't you can't sit down for crepes and then just abandon a guy. If you have crepes with a man, that's supposed to be a bond. Crepes are a bonding food. Boston Collector says Watch Colony is awesome. Free flat platform for watch collectors. It is. It's really great. They're building a nice thing. And I encourage everyone to head over there. I was honored to be able to host a couple streams yesterday on there. Tuesday was my day off, so it was kind of nice to hang out and chat with some daytime people, on a weekday, which I hadn't done a lot of since the community. Former Mathis says again, the colony bends the knee, Lucha. It is what it is. We got to get it up and running. We got to get people. Everyone needs, we need to let people know that they have a place to come. First he robs you, then he pops into the same chat as you to display his dominance anyhow. Oof. That's good. Says proud new owner of an SD40. Oh, that's a great watch. I was looking at it yesterday. It is a great watch. Anyhow, you can come on and show us if you want. It's allowed. Speedy Hernandez, the joke is on you. I personally talked about JLC and Cartier for hours on the colony yesterday. Yes. It's only been a couple days, but I miss my JLC. It's in San Antonio for service. I guess that's where their service center is for JLC, their U.S. service center. I just kind of assumed it would be New York, but when they sent the package, it said San Antonio, Texas. I was like, huh. The only thing I know about watches in Texas is those guys that got robbed. Ryan, he's out of control. He needs to be stopped. Also, it's just a North Hill boy living in a lonely world. Took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a South Hills boy born and raised in South Pittsburgh. He took the midnight train going anywhere. Yes, it's true. Speedy Hernandez, son of a... I didn't even know it existed until 30 minutes ago. Well, hopefully they're doing the... we're getting the word out, and people are learning. People are learning that there's a new channel. Join the colony. I'll drop the link for... I'm going to drop the link for the... See if anybody wants to hop on with me here again, and then we'll drop the link to the colony. Father Artifact. Good evening, sir. Yes, love you, Joe. Everyone should love a JLC. That's my new motto. Yeah, that's it. And that's the other thing. We're not trying to convince anybody. People will find it on their own. People talk. People talk in the chats and behind the scenes, and people are going to figure it out. It's just I don't think anybody made a big advertisement for it or anything, but it's a good place. It's a good place. Dropping the link again. Yeah, I heard Odinky getting desperate. We've got both artifacts in the house. Hey, Dad. Let's see. The real treasure.
What's going on, Mark?
What's going on, Evan? How you doing?
Oh, just hanging out. Happy, was it Wednesday? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Right. We having fun yet? What the hell is this on the screen?
That was a Jeep Marathon collab that I'm not sure I'm happy about.
That is,
I think both brands suffer.
Yeah, that's special. So, yeah. So what's this new mic you got?
It's what is it? A blue something Yeti?
Oh, blue Yeti. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It is neither blue nor hairy though.
That's fair. I'm quite a fan of the. I've got my mic on a boom, and then I have. I'll people can see my messy office. I've got my mic on a boom, and it's got like a vibration thing, so that way if I smack the table, it doesn't. It doesn't
very nice.
Just. Yeah.
Very nice.
Who do we have? I just see Dear Artifact.
Full screen me.
What's that?
Full screen me.
Full screen you? Hold on. Boom. Whoa. Uh-oh. The Explorer 2 Polar. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. That leaves the question, should I?
The answer is obviously yes, Mark. You're like asking a bunch of enablers. So
Yes.
just if you're looking for objectivity here, you're not gonna find it.
It's probably not here. Yeah, there is no. It probably came to the wrong spot.
Yeah, get out of here, Mike. Yeah, what are you doing? Hey, get out of here. You know. So,
Yeah. Here's when you know your SA likes you. I got a text from her today, and it started. Hold on, Andrea. Hey, darling, the watch is scheduled to come off exhibition in 3 weeks. Like I said, the request is for you. Hey, darling, I got a hey, darling for my SA.
You know, that's yeah, that means you've made it, Mark. You know, like, it's just,
You know, what do you do?
yeah, if this was like, you know, somewhere more in the Midwest, that might just be polite, but you know,
Yeah.
it's
In Pittsburgh, yeah, that's a good deal. Like I said, it's a little bit unfair because I've sold her and her husband a few cars over the years too, so it's a little back and forth.
Yeah.
BW says yes, Mark. The answer is yes. See, again, another enabler. Another enabler. Let me Taipei wants to know what it is. Let me pull up a picture. Share this. And in case anyone's curious, there is my spicy shrimp korma. It was delicious. Couldn't do breakfast because, you know, it's not morning. I didn't have breakfast for dinner today. Whoa, what the heck happened there? What is this? Boob girls showing up on my Instagram. That's George's fault.
Yeah, right. I was because I don't know what he does for work, and after seeing his Instagram for the last 3 weeks, I'm not entirely sure he's not a pimp. So.
Exactly. Anytime you click on his, that's all you see.
I can't open Instagram at work because there's just like tits all over the place. I'm like, can you calm the fuck down?
They're everywhere.
I'm not trying to get fired. So.
Oh,
man.
So the Explorer.
If this was a
2,
family-friendly stream, it isn't now. So.
Yes. Dear Artifact says it's the highest status one can have with their SA when they pull out the hey darling. Yes. Watch out, Mathis. Mark can wrangler AD Cougars better than you can. Kevin says, if you not get the Explorer 2, we will no longer be friends. Oh man. I've lost so many friends this week. I guess I have to buy the watch. I just can't bear anymore.
So you gonna do it? You gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You gonna do it?
You know, I'm
do
gonna do it. You know.
Yeah. Attaboy.
Hey, thank you, sir. It's the algorithm based on what you're looking at. Well, I'm always looking at George's George. like Evan was saying, it's hard to sometimes. You got to be careful when you open your Instagram at work because George
because it'll be like the
hot
first
babes
fucking thing
everywhere.
that loads. It's just like, and I'm like, at least let me have an opportunity to scroll through, especially because it won't load too. So you're trying to scroll down to load something else, and no, it's just stuck there, right?
It's stuck there. And the other thing is, Instagram can be weird, and when it is loading weird, and you click on George's picture, then it's like, oh, you must like boob pictures. Look, again, I'm not against boob pictures. I don't want this to sound, like to go off on a weird tangent or anything. It's just, wow. But I think you might be right about George.
And like, if I'm, what is it? What is it? Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies. So you know what? That's his prerogative.
Yes.
It just.
That's what IG is for. Melons and there it is. It is a great watch. And again, I base this on the fact how many people have bought it a second time. They got rid of it thinking, I don't need that anymore. I've moved on from that. And there's so many people go back and get a second one that it's hard to beat. At least it's a great watch. You'll like it. Yeah, I think so too. Convenient explanation, Lucha. Yes, it is. It is. I'm not saying I don't occasionally look at some scantily clad women on the Instagram because they pop up when they pop up everywhere. Because
Mark's like, I'm quite fond of when their ankles are showing.
yes, I love that. Yeah. I'm glad my feet pictures didn't come up. Yeah, because that would have been embarrassing. So he says we need to rank IG Latina baddies. Oh God, I think you guys did that over on Diego's stream one night. I was watching. I was cracking up. My Explorer page is 90% women. It's bad. I never pulled that app up with the roommate around. No, you can't. You can't. And the thing is, the other part is, aside from George, they do suck you in, you know, because you're innocently scrolling through Rolex and Omega and JLC, and all of a sudden, boom, hey, what's that?
Yeah, then you're snowblind, So
you just can't help it. You're gonna click. You're gonna click. Yeah, I was trying to be easy on the Lucha. I have a 2005 Black Dial Explorer. Love it. I also have a white Dial Explorer 2019. Hate it. Oh, my. The Explorer one, it's a hair small for me. I like it, but it's a hair small in general. But so the Explorer 2, it's really a nice fit. And it's kind of different looking with the orange. Kevin says we must be hard on him until he buys it. I deleted TikTok. It almost cost my divorce. TikTok's dangerous too.
Yeah. That's why I don't touch the stuff. If I can't control it, I don't. I just...
Is that the way to go? Oh my. He says, thank God for the separate IG account for my YouTube page. The personal page is deadly. It's deadly. I know. Well, that is my YouTube account page. That's why George has infected it.
Yeah.
It's not on my personal page. It's on my George infected page. How dare he?
Yeah, so you got the mic, right? You got the computer, right? Yeah. So what are we working with for a camera, right? We gotta keep slowly.
I know, I'm gonna slowly build this up. I don't know. In fact, I was gonna ask you guys about cameras because I have not got a clue. What do you got?
A new toy.
Hold on, let's make it big.
So.
Let people see the toy. Ooh, Fujifilm.
So,
all right. So what is this camera and what makes it special?
So this is the Fujifilm X-T5. It uses their 5th generation X-Trans sensor. It's an APS-C, so it is a crop, but it's a 40 megapixel sensor. And just if you know anything about Fuji, they do fantastic stuff with color science, and they do really just straight out of the camera, really good stuff. Obviously, if you're a professional, you're going to be filming, you're going to be shooting raw, right? And you're going to be taking it into Lightroom or whatever. But if you just want something that you can just pull straight off the camera, I like Fuji. It just kind of depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
But it's just fun. Kind of came with a this one. I bought it with the kit lens, 18 to 55. But I also bought the 80mm macro.
Oh, nice.
So I can take really shitty up close photos. Right?
Nice.
Right. So it's gonna be. Amazing. So I just need to figure out. I'm thinking about picking up a Capture One license because you can get a perpetual license for $300, and unlike Adobe, they don't just keep asking for more money. And so that way I can do those cool, because you can do easy focus bracketing with this camera. So you can stack all the images together. So that way, the entire thing looks like it's in focus.
Oh, so, cool. Yeah, because that's going to be the next purchase. Christopher Negroni says. JPEG recipes on Fuji are fantastic.
Oh yeah, and you can do custom ones too. There's people that put together they call them film recipes for other. So part of what it makes I think Fuji stand out is they made their quote unquote recipe or their their film sims, based off of their old like actual like film that they used to make, or they still make it, but like they make it off their actual film as opposed to. It was funny. I was watching a review of comparing the new Fuji the X100 versus like the Leica Q3, and it was really funny because they were basically saying like Fuji's like it's not that other companies don't have like the JPEG color sims, it's just like everyone else is just they just suck.
There you go.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah.
So Father Artifact, it's in the exhibition case for 3 more weeks. Diego Buckley says this conversation just went douche super quick. I can actually feel I can actually feel I think the employees getting excited.
You're damn right. So.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
That's right.
It's like porn for Hodinkee employees. 40 million pixels per photo, Lucha. Wow. Are you wearing a Valor robe? Mathis wants to know.
I think Mathis
I think he means
jealous.
Valor. I think he means Valor robe. Yeah. He's probably jealous. Is it a smoking jacket or a robe tonight?
No, this is a robe. So like because it's starting to get warm, so this is my linen robe because it breathes.
There you go. You got to breathe. You got to breathe. You got to be able to breathe. Very important. That's important.
Right.
But yeah, so what are you guys wearing? I'm wearing a tie. This is how much I love you guys. I dressed up and wore a tie. Buckley says that robe is fantastic.
You know, it's long. I like it because it's long. Because like being like 8 feet tall, it's hard to find clothes that fit. Even like robes and shit, they're supposed to be flowy. You know, so like I have to get ones that are long, so that way they're below the knee. It's really embarrassing when you buy like a robe and you know it's depressingly short, and like most stock ones you get like bathrobes, terrible. So I was quite pleased when I found this.
Very nice, very nice. There's nothing worse than being somewhere and seeing a man in a short robe.
That's right.
It's the creepiest looking thing ever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It's like, that or that dude who insists on walking his. So we're kind of a city store. So like there's a like a busy street. I have the corner office. I don't know if I told you that. But
you're moving up in the world, Lucha.
All right, but there's a big window next to me, and on the big window, or by the big window, this guy walks by in the shorts all the time.
Is it Diego?
It's not Diego. He walks his dogs a couple times a day, and they're always in the shorts. The Boston crew is everywhere. We're taking over. Let me make it big. Boom. And they're out. I officially petitioned and filled out my application to become a member of the Boston crew based on my birthright of being born in Massachusetts, and was accepted because I wore a Boston Red Sox jersey on the Sunday stream.
As I keep telling, everyone's out there forming crews, New York crew, Miami crew. I'm just over here like subsistence farming and hunting buffalo, right? Like holy shit.
Exactly.
It's like that scene from, what was that scene with like Leo DiCaprio with the bear, right? That's like my life, right? Just in the Rocky Mountains, just get thrown around, right?
Yeah. Tossed out,
It's too harsh for Patek. Both Pateks left, right? I'm in a Patek desert, the Patesert.
Yeah. Looking Glass says your robe is giving off Vincent the Chin Gigante vibes. The chin. I think you're Evan the Stash Gassate.
That's right.
That's me, Lucha. Sorry. Yes, that is previous Mathis, former Mathis. Oh, hold on. Pull up a picture of Sean Connery as Bomb. Oh no, I'm not doing it. I know
that's dude. Basically, it almost looks exactly like his outfit from Zardoz. So
yeah, it's just not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Let's see.
Buckley says, Mark's outfit today. If you were drowning and I threw you a life jacket, would you take it? Yes. Pick up 1,000 shares. Very nice. Very nice. Eddie Mouse says that in New York City is indeed accepting applications. And Negroni is going to be visiting Denver soon. He says, Evan, are you in Denver?
Yeah. Yeah, just give me enough notice, and then I can make sure I'm available.
Absolutely. Any word on Philadelphia?
Yeah. So I've got dates. I'll hit you up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, let me know. It'd be nice to come down and have dinner.
Yeah.
Hang out a little bit, get to meet. Here we'll rebel stream the colony.
That's right.
Oh shit.
That's right. Boston Crew may be winning with watches, but I'm winning just surviving the winter.
Yeah. Father Artifact says, as a diehard Yankee fan, that was a tough pill to swallow seeing Lucha in a Red Sox jersey. That was my first team. The Red Sox were my first team as a kid.
And I just remember, I think it was the 07 World Series where, my Rockies went on a fucking tear.
Oh, yeah.
And then they get to and then they had like a week, they had like a bye week, or they had an off week into the World Series, and then got swept like a fucking embarrassment that they are.
Yeah.
So
yeah, what are you gonna do? They cheat. They
the
play in that high altitude. It's like cheating.
Yeah, dude. Larry Walker used to smash balls all the way into the fucking Platte River. It was great.
Who's the other guy? Helton.
Cherry Creek.
Helton was the other guy who was blasting balls out of there. Ooh, Buckley throwing down. He says New York City had a weak leader. Give us time to rebuild. Ouch. Mathis says that you're the Colorado Crew Solo.
That's right.
Gas
standing out here alone.
Sean Connery, you'll never forget. Google Sean. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not. Why would I do that? I got this big new bright screen. My eyes might burn out. You know?
Yeah, it's. It's not pretty.
No, yeah. It's hard. It's hard. Not in the right way. Ryan Singer is the new general for the New York City militia. I don't really know Ryan Singer that well. He sounds hilarious. All the stories I hear about him sound funny. Mark, I got shanked and now use Daniel Katz's childhood photo as my own. Oh, shit.
That's right. Matheson witness protection. What was that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Eraser, right?
Yeah, Eraser, yeah. Larry Walker is, in fact, a Canadian.
Yeah.
As was, I believe, former Pirate great. Well, I don't know if you call him great. He had a nice little run here in Pittsburgh, though. Jason Bay, I believe, was a Canadian as well. Christopher Negroni agrees. Ryan Singer is a G. And guys, how can you compete with the bench strength of the Canada crew? Cats, Canadian Watch Monkey, the Artifacts. We gotta get the Artifacts. We gotta get the Artifacts to move.
No. So that bench it's not very deep, but it is wide. You know.
Yes. You never know. You got to be careful crossing the street. Cats may be on a live stream driving and just run your mouth.
License yet.
Fingers Buddy Benny or Ira. It'll be over for Boston. Look out. Throwing down. Oh, Mathis. He says half the New York guys really live in Jersey. Mathis is spicy tonight. Hot, spicy Mathis tonight. Boston Collector says 99% of Instagram women are AI made up by perv programmers.
Yeah, you guys don't have BLM land out there, do you?
What?
BLM land, Bureau of Land Management. So like, so basically, the further west you go, the more of the land the federal government actually owns. So like, if I want to, I can just drive like half an hour and there's just open land where you can just go shoot guns and like camp.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, you guys just not have that out east at all?
We have state game lands. What might be the equivalent of that? But normally they have, like, there's a few of them that actually have actual gun ranges on them. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah. But there's like fishing and hunting and camping and shit on them. We have a lot of state parks. And a lot of rails to trails. Not a lot of trains running through here anymore.
Yeah, it's funny because they're actually looking at like almost reversing rails to trails in some places here. It's because like it's the ski areas mostly where there was a lot of them they turned into trails, but there's a few where there's enough right of way where they're actually looking at maybe buying the rail from was Pacific Union to actually start having passenger rail between some of these ski towns.
Oh, nice.
So I thought that was really funny. We're just like going, one step forward, two steps back, one step sideways. So it's like the Wonka Vader, right? Where like you push a button in any direction. So
all right. So I'm glad I'm not the only one because I thought you meant Black Lives Matter too. I was like, what does that have to do? Like, I was like, what?
Mark's over there like we're about to have a problem.
Kill the stream.
Eject. Right.
Yes.
So,
and even if it was that, I'm trying to. The context made no sense. What is this BLM? I have no idea.
It's just I guess it's a West thing. Just
520. Yeah, we do hunt deer with cars in Western Pennsylvania. Oof, they're everywhere. They're all over the place.
Because you guys have whitetail mostly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of like the border between whitetail and mule, so you can get both depending on what side of the state you're on.
Okay.
So.
But I had one jump through my window of a truck I owned years ago when I first got out of college. Yeah, there was 2 deer ran out in front of me, and I swerved to get around them, and I was just about to go shoo, and the next thing I knew, I was covered in glass and on the passenger seat. It was a bench seat, little Toyota 22R pickup truck that I had, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? And I had a white shirt on, and it was a big grass stain going up the shoulder. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I get up, I pull the truck over, and I had to get out the passenger side because my door was just crushed. And there's just glass falling off me. And this dude driving up the other way in a pickup truck stops in front of me. He's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." And he goes, "Do you need a lift?" So I said, "I don't know." So I got in the truck. It started up. I said, "I think it actually drives." Only like a mile and a half from home. And he's like, "All right." He goes, "Well, do you want that?" I'm like, "What?" And I look up the road. And the poor deer is like all fucked up, trying to stand up. And I'm like, "Oh shit." And I said, "No." I said, "Dude." He goes, "All right, you mind if I take it?" I said, "No." So he pulls past me, gets out of the truck. He's got it sounded like a 22. It didn't sound like a big gun. Shoots the fucking thing in the head and throws it in the back of his truck and drives off.
Just consider it a mercy. And
oh yeah, I consider that part was mercy, but I'm like, it was just so funny. You know what I mean?
He just walks up. He's like, "You gonna eat that?" You're like, "No." He's like, "Want to split it?" Like,
exactly.
So,
Looking Glass says they just shoot right out the window, I guess.
it's I believe it. Just if you have a large enough private land, go for it. Yeah, there's some spaces out here you could probably do that too, but once you have to be a bit further out from the metro.
Yeah. Speedy Hernandez says BLM land sounds like the most depressing theme park ever. Jesus. Oh man. Eddie Mao earned the coveted double vouch today, even though he already had it. And double earned. He double earned it. Looking glasses sometimes just shoot off the back porch. Yeah. Well, Mathis says that if we need to bury anybody, Looking Glass, we're coming to you. He says you've got the land for it. Boston wants to know if America, did you make Eddie Mouse sign the watch prenup? Ouch. I guess I've left that up there for a while. Father Artifact says it wasn't really into the Explorer 2 with it up on the screen so long. It's now I like it.
That's right. Just consume.
Bye. What was the movie? It was a John Carpenter movie. Roddy Piper was in it, and they would put on the sunglasses and they could see all the lizard people basically, and the
I know what you're talking about.
It's terrible. Mind is a terrible thing to lose. Eddie Miles, like, he's shocked. He's like, you don't have one? Speaking of the Explorer 2, Buckley is rebranded into a different gangster thanks to BLM Land Theme Park.
That's right.
Boston says the Polar is great. Eddie Miles says, dude, it would be perfect for you. Great size. Yes. America says it's never leaving the collection. Of course not. They live. Yes, Dr. Bob. You can always count on Dr. Bob for these little odd insights. Yeah, that was the name of the movie. They Live. That's the one where Roddy Piper walks into the bank and puts on the sunglasses and sees all the aliens or whatever they are. And he's like, I have come here to chew bubble gum and
kick ass. I'm all out of
bubble gum. Oh, man. Speed Hernandez says, I have cousins in Michigan that used to go shiny. They use this. Yeah, I had friends growing up that we called it spotlighting. They had these giant spotlights in their pickup trucks, and they thought it was fun to go out and find deer and put a light on them. I got bored after the first time. It was not the most exciting of evenings. Just remember, no 2 in a hole. It's a jinx. Take that how you will, boys. Can't put the 2 in a hole. I assume that you have to ride a mule to get your AD, Evan, says Boston Collector. Interesting. Well, so here's something I can get behind. Protect Lucha at all costs. I'm all for protecting Lucha. I'm a national treasure.
So is the flooding. Are they
It's all
pretty quick?
Yeah. It was gone next afternoon for the most part. And the chief of the fire chief was on the news, and he's because they were like, well, it's been a couple years. He was complaining about government bureaucracy and some. It's not the black land management or whatever that is, the BLM, but he was talking about some government organization that was giving them trouble and trying to get the Army Corps of Engineers in to at least dredge the creek, and it was a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes. Bruce Jenner. Yeah, I don't, what's his new name?
I don't care.
I don't either. I can't remember. Wow, that's terrible. when the ESPN made him Sportsman of the Year or whatever, Sportswoman of the Year. Caitlyn Jenner. Thank you, Orca. Yes, Caitlyn. Weird, just weird stuff. Growing up as a kid, I remember Bruce Jenner on the Wheaties box. You know, he was like one of the most famous Wheaties athletes ever. Because he won the decathlon in the 76 Montreal Olympics, I believe. Caitlyn Jenner, says Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob. What are you trying to say? Oh, man. So I will tell you, though, what is a really nice watch. Now,
Oh, did we lose him? Or did I lose me? Up.
My God.
Okay, you're back. Yeah.
All
You
right.
faded on us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the whole computer kind of froze up for a second. I'm like, what the hell? Pull out the laptop. This was actually really nice. I know it sounds odd coming from a guy wearing the red version, but they brought this back from Geneva from Watches and Wonders with them. My SA's brother owns the jewelry store and his son. But they brought that back, and it was kind of cool. They called me to see it. They hadn't even taken it out of the box.
Yeah.
It was still in the little cardboard box and everything. So I didn't have the heart to tell them that for 10 months you couldn't get me the red bezel one. I ended up buying it elsewhere, but
That's right. You should have just worn it in.
Yeah.
Power move, Mark.
Power move.
That's right. Got to show them who's the boss, right? Be like, it's a shame that I had to take my dollars elsewhere.
Yeah. But then again, I might not have gotten a text from my SA that started with the line, "Hey, darling."
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. I mean, you got to take your victories where you can find them. Let's see. I guess I was frozen for a little bit. Speedy says that Wheaties taste like mothballs. I don't think they taste like mothballs. Mothballs would be a little spicy.
I'm sure you all have heard what was the old myth when you were a kid about the kid that
Mikey
tried to eat a mothball and it burned a hole in his tongue.
Well, Mikey from, was it Life Cereal? Hey, Mikey likes it. The thing here, and this is pre-internet days, but our thing was that he took a mouthful of Pop Rocks and tried to wash it down with Pepsi, and it killed him.
The things we used to believe as a child.
I know.
Kids are dumb.
Yeah, you know what, Vimal, I saw that. I looked on the site today, and it was gone. Nashville Watch somehow picked up one of these. They were selling it for about $400 over retail, and somebody gobbled it up already. Like, why do you buy that and just sell it to Nashville Watch?
Especially considering they probably took a hit on it, and then also it's gonna be, if you I don't know, it's maybe to gain favor, but at the same time, stuff's starting to get more and more readily available, and if you just aren't a tool bag, you could probably get basically what you're looking for if you're just a little patient.
Exactly.
And without having to buy a bunch of garbage you don't want.
Right.
So
who likes the garbage?
Yeah.
Let's see. But as I recall, Robert Kardashian was the only member of his legal team to publicly doubt OJ's innocence after the trial was over, of course. Yeah. If you guys have ever seen, if you have Disney Plus, you get ESPN Plus with it usually. If you've ever seen the 30 for 30 series on OJ, it's pretty eye-opening because there's people who kind of talk about different aspects of that trial, people who knew things that no one knew at the time. And then the one attorney, the not so famous attorney, I think, gives kind of a timeline of and a description of what he thinks happened. It's fairly chilling. I think it's 3 or 4 episodes. It was good though. It was actually worth a watch. Eddie Miles says, speaking of cereal, what is the best cereal of all time? You're going to ask the diabetic, the type 1 diabetic, what's the best cereal of all time?
Yeah, it's gonna be like grape nuts or something.
Yeah, it's going to be
Gross.
something dumb. It's not going to be fun cereal, that's for sure. Although, if I was going to cheat when I was younger, I loved peanut butter crunch.
Mm,
Captain Crunch peanut butter.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a good cheat cereal. Or Crunch Berries. That was a good cheat cereal. But then my blood sugar would go up and I'd get yelled at. What are you
Also,
gonna
like
do?
you eat it, and it just chews up the roof of your mouth, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was part of the charm.
All the protein from the flaps of skin you peeled away. Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
Good morning, James Hess. Thank you for the upvoid. The upvoting. Let's see. Eddie Miles says, "You're a foodie. I know you tried it all." Yeah. Honestly, I'm a savory person, and I don't know if that's because of all the years of being diabetic and just not eating that stuff, or if it's we have another invasion. Do we need to make you big again?
No, it's all good. I'm just here to chat. How's it going?
Cool. How you doing?
Your audio's
Not bad.
burping.
Not bad.
But I was like I was a savory cereal guy. I liked Raisin Bran. Hot take there. you know. Plus, I could get away with some more sugar if I got a certain amount of fiber in my diet because it breaks down the sugar, so it doesn't affect your blood sugar as much.
Yeah.
So a lot of those high fiber cereals I would indulge in. But what is everyone else's? What's your favorite cereal, Evan?
Man, like as a kid, it was always Cocoa Pops.
Oh, I forgot about the Cocoa Puffs.
Because you get the chocolate milk at the
Chocolate
end,
milk.
and then also similar with like the Cocoa Pebbles and Fruity Pebbles. They just turn
Yeah.
to mush, right? But it's just rainbow mush. When you're a kid,
Yeah.
that's fun as fuck, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, no, as an adult though, yeah, turns out at some point you have to grow up and let your dreams die.
Yeah,
So,
it happens. What are you gonna do?
that's right.
Fruity Pebbles were my favorite. And then
Fruity Pebbles?
when you look back on it and you think about it, it is so disgusting. I can't believe anybody
Right?
would actually serve a child that radioactive waste.
Like, I'm pretty sure like half the dyes they used to use are probably banned because they cause cancer at this point. So.
Yeah. I remember
And,
my
like, people
brother.
didn't know, People
Yeah.
didn't know. They just thought it was like good and
Yeah.
Mm.
I remember my brother ate like a whole box of blueberry one morning and he freaked out, screaming. Yeah, my mom goes running in. She's like, "What's the matter?" He's like, "I'm pooping blue." So I can't even imagine the dyes and the stuff that was in that stuff. Dr. Bob says Cookie Crisp.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a lot of Cookie Crisp experience except for I hated those commercials.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, that's a good one too. Father Artifact says honeycombs. That was a youngest brother was a big honeycombs guy.
Mm.
BW says my father was a pediatrician. We were never allowed to have cereal.
Yeah.
But he did like the Frosted Flakes. Mitchell says frosted shredded wheat.
And then my old man would like break out the like poverty food with his malto meal.
oh yeah, the cream of wheat too. You throw it on the
Yeah.
stove.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All it is like water, cream of wheat, and then you throw a little bit of butter in there. that's your breakfast.
Yes, absolutely. Eddie Miles says Honey Nut Cheerios are the OG for him. Yeah. See, James Hess, Captain Crunch. I was in the Captain Crunch family. Like I said, Peanut Butter Crunch and Crunch Berries were cheater.
Mm.
Yeah, I get cheat. Father Artifacts says Count Chocolate or Frankenberry. Yuck.
Remember, Mark, tricks are for kids, right? So
Yes. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I more remember a lot of the commercials for these cereals. Cookie Crisp.
Oh,
Was
the power of branding.
yes. Basically, like eating mini cheese graters that would tear apart the roof of your mouth with those sharp chocolate chips. Hey, I don't remember those.
Oh, the commercials with the dog. Cookie Crisp. Oh, man.
I just remember that you can't have cookies for breakfast, but you can
Yep.
have Cookie Crisp. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, Lucky Charms, man.
Yeah, Lucky
The
Charms.
problem with Lucky Charms is that there's cereal among the charms.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
every kid knows that you have to pick out the marshmallows and you don't eat the rest.
You can just go online and buy just bags of the marshmallows now.
It's great. Oh, here's one I forgot about. Here's another cheat cereal.
Oh, Apple Jacks, yeah.
Diabetic Apple Jacks, yeah. Lucky Charms are indeed magically delicious.
Yeah. See, now that I'm an old man with one foot in the grave, it's just microwaved pucks of egg whites. None of this fun anymore, you know.
I honestly can't say. I don't even think I've had cereal in 20 years.
Yeah,
like
seriously.
literally, like oh my god, before high school, like yeah.
I had some Honey Nut Cheerios in the hospital post open heart surgery.
Mm.
I remember that one day that was part of the breakfast. I was like, all right. Guess I'm having Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah, don't get me started on hospital food.
But it's terrible.
Worst food in the world.
Yeah, and you know what the worst part is? They like they say, oh, you should be, he's a type 1 diabetic. We got to put him on a low carb diet. They would bring me all carbs. I'm like,
Yeah,
and
and then they'll have the insulin drip too, and they're why is his sugars out of whack? We're giving him an insulin drip.
Well, they would shoot me up. They would actually come give me an insulin shot, but they wouldn't adjust for the carbs I was eating. I would plead with them. I'm like, look, you don't understand. You just gave me a plate full of carbs, a tray full of carbs. 9 units of fast-acting insulin is not going to cover the amount of carbs that you just gave me to eat.
Many such cases.
Just, and they just don't care.
It's kind of funny is the hospital near me actually, like the cafeteria is apparently so good people actually go there like intentionally just for the food.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been, so I can't confirm, but like I've heard several stories. Which sounds interesting.
Next time I'm gonna have surgery, I'll go to
just fly out here. Just have just emergency, like evac to just the eventist here.
I'm convinced you could improve hospital outcomes by a significant percentage if you fix two things: the food and the ability to sleep through the night without being bothered by the nurse.
Oh, 100%. Sleep is incredibly important for recovery.
Yes. So the first night, so I went in and they couldn't do the surgery because I had this weird ear infection. So they had to reschedule, and they're real worried because like your heart's working about 18% now, buddy. With that bad valve and stuff. So, but when I went back when they did the surgery, when I came out, my blood pressure crashed and I stopped breathing, and they were freaking out, and they Narcaned me, and I was not allowed to have any painkillers. Which
what? They gave you Narcan for?
They had to get the painkillers. They had to get the morphine that they put in me out.
Oh, they did give you morphine. Okay.
Yeah, so they had to get the painkiller out of me to help stabilize my blood pressure, and they stuck a dedicated line into my my femoral artery or something. Is that in your leg?
Femoral would be in the leg, yeah.
Yeah. So I had this line in my leg, and I could only have extra strength Tylenol 3 times a day. It was not a fun first 2 days, but when I finally wanted to eat the food, I was like, Like a couple of days later, I was getting. They took that line out of my leg. They had to they put direct pressure on it for 45 minutes, and they put a 20-pound sandbag on it for the next 4 hours.
Yep.
Um,
Otherwise, you'll die.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it's a good thing they did that.
It's a good thing they did. It's a good thing they did. But so I got it. The one nurse was kind of complaining that I should have been walking by that point. And I'm like, I'll walk. They're like, you can't. There's no way you can walk. I'm like, yeah, you help me up. I'll walk, So they made me hold on to that little rolly cart thing. But I was walking around. But I noticed when I was in there when they didn't do the surgery, I noticed that the people who seemed to get out quicker and were recovering faster moved around a little bit. So,
Yeah.
I'm not. They don't call me stupabetic,
Well, with hip replacements, they try to get you up immediately after surgery.
Yeah.
Right away. So getting up and being ambulatory after any surgery, if you're able to, is extremely important for recovery.
Yeah. But the food, I was so hungry because I hadn't eaten in days, and I remember them bringing in this. It was so terrible. It was so terrible. The food was so terrible. But I ate it. It was just like, oh, it's the best food I've ever had. Yeah. But it was, yeah. Boston Collector says plain food versus hospital food. Ooh. I think
plain food
plain
all
food.
Day, every day.
Yeah, especially if you're on a nicer airline, a longer trip.
Well, it's the funny thing about plain food. I think they did like a how it's made or something like that, where like there's actually a lot of work that goes into it. It's just at altitude, your sense of taste is muted.
Ah.
Yeah, and they also because of that they add a lot of salt.
Yeah.
To it as well to enhance the flavor. There's also a factor. That's also a big factor in why tomato juice is so popular on airplanes. Tomato juice is consumed at like 10 times the rate that it is in the normal population on airplanes.
Wild.
Because people's taste is dulled by the altitude. So it's one of the only things that you can actually taste when you're on an airplane.
Is that why I always get a Bloody Mary on the airplane?
Exactly. Fun little fact. It's true. Look it up.
Interesting. See the things you learn here on the Lucha Big Time. What am I calling this channel now?
Just change it every 2 weeks when you're allowed or whatever.
Yeah. Just keep changing it.
Oh, man. Eddie Mouse says the Turkish Airlines has fire plane food. Gatsby says he's convinced hospital food is designed to ensure future business. Like you said, to me, it was bizarre that nurses couldn't understand my pleas for more insulin based on what I ate. You know what I mean? It was like, because they won't let you self-dose. They won't let you use your pump. They won't let you use your CGM. They have to do it all.
Yeah, I can tell you why that is, because the physician will put the order in and they'll put a sliding scale for insulin.
Yeah.
And it's extremely tightly controlled because if they screw it up, they're going to kill you. So they're very nervous about
killing people.
Yeah, getting out of line with that. So they're going to work within the doctor's order. But if the doctor's order isn't, if the doctor's order doesn't account for giving you 10 pounds of Cheerios.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's nothing they can really do about it. Yeah.
Here's your spaghetti and garlic toast, Mr. Whaley, and here's 5 units of Novolog.
Exactly. Yep.
I dox myself way more than any human being should. You know that? I just can't help myself. What are you gonna do? So those are the 2 watches I looked at yesterday. Basically,
you said you didn't. Was it you that you said you didn't like the new Tudors? You weren't impressed?
Oh no, I like this one. I have the red one.
Yeah,
the last year's release. I kind of like the red a little bit better. But
is this one different enough? Is this one different enough for you to want it? Because it's kind of similar, right?
Yeah. It's exactly the same. It's just different color. It's the exact same watch.
I mean, you don't want to just collect every color?
I could be. What's that girl I follow on Instagram? Her and her husband do this Watch Life podcast, and she has like every color of the OPs.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Like she just can't help herself. They went to Watches and Wonders. She was disappointed there was not a new OP color. And when I say every color, I don't think she has like the regular black, regular blue, black, or the silver. She just has all those. Lydia, yes, dear artifact, Lydia, yeah, Lydia's watches.
She got all the Stella dial ones or the fun ones.
Yeah, exactly. She got all the fun ones.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely like the new Black Beige like 58 GMT. Objectively, is a good watch. It's just, man, I
don't like the color, the gilt.
That,
I don't
and
like
I'm just,
it either.
I don't know, I'm
It
kind of
looks
over
like
a lot of
Fauxtina.
stuff, man.
It does.
Yeah. I know it's not supposed to be Fauxtina. I think they do think it's like a color they're putting on there, but it just looks like Fauxtina. I don't like the look either.
No, I'm not a fan of pull it up. So if there's anybody in the world that's been in the ground that doesn't know, we'll show you what we're talking about.
Dude, watch next year. They're gonna troll and do the blueberry and the Tudor, just to fuck with everybody.
I bet they will. I think they've kind of proven that they're like. I mean, people.
They're
People
like,
have
you
been
wanted a
asking for-
Coke? Here's your fucking Coke, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you walk into the Rolex AD, and if it's a multi-brand AD, they just chuck this in your face when you walk in the door and say,
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah, exactly. Just get out of here. So my AD called me because they knew I wanted the red. They got two in, last year on the 5 link. They got a bunch in on the rubber and on the 3 link, but the only 2. So they called to see if maybe, you should come check out this one. And I had to play the whole, I really had my heart set on that red bezel. I was glad they didn't pull one out of the back, because then I'm like, well, what the fuck? Now I own 2 of them because I lied and didn't tell them that I already bought one. But and then that led to me asking, about the opaline white GMT, which they've only had a couple in, and I made the mistake of saying, because I kind of miss my Seamaster Polar. I'd like a white dial watch, and that's how this whole snowball started.
Yeah, you left a crack in the door. They just like weasel
like,
their way right in.
Really? You want a white dial watch? Funny you should say that.
Lucha, have you heard about the Explorer 2 with the white dial?
I heard
There's
I
a
heard
watch.
It's a great watch.
There's a watch that Rolex makes. It's an Explorer 2, and it has a white dial. Believe it or not.
Believe
it or
shocked.
not.
I am shocked to hear this.
Just picturing like I'm sure you've seen it like after you said that, believe it or not, it goes like, remember when Jonathan Frakes, like Commander Riker, right, did that like show back in the 90s where it's like this was fake, right, like it just loops through that.
Exactly.
Turns out this wasn't true. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of pull it up.
Well, if I pull it back up, Father Artifact's gonna go. He's gonna leave the chat and go buy one.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in a rush to go buy anything. If anything, I'm just pivoting funds towards other things right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm like at the age of that, I don't need to be rushing to go buy a date. So
yeah,
I've got a long time. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Bingo. Yeah, well, you had quite the spree there for a little bit,
Yeah.
You had a couple come right on top of each other.
Yeah, you've got a good 10 or 15 years left, Evan, to get something. So.
It's.
No, I mean, you've got 50 years to figure it out. I mean, you're fine. Take your time.
Right.
There's no rush. Stuff's going to be around.
Oh yeah.
It's what are you gonna do? It happens. But this watch, excuse me, this is what happens when you talk all day for a living. You have. I'm not crazy about the. It looks like caffeine-free Coke.
It looks like Diet Dr. Pepper.
It's just. I don't. It would. The opaline dial one and the black, the 41s, they actually are really good looking watches. If you're if that's your price point and you want that GMT look, it's a great watch.
Mm. Well, no,
This,
man, it's just the form factor because I had the
it's big.
Oakley Chrono, and it's
Yeah.
just the things that it's well, and honestly, here's what happened: is like when I first got it, it seemed like it was pretty good, but then I lost a bunch of weight, and then suddenly it just wasn't comfortable anymore. It sounds, so yeah,
It's a big chunky slab of a watch. There's no doubt
Yeah.
about it. But I'm just talking about the aesthetics of the colors. With the white markers, with the white numbers, I'll pull it up here so people can see the difference. This is like halfway done, let's see. We won't see just Black Bay. Hello, Black Bay.
Mm.
There it is. You see with the white, with the red and blue, with the white numbers and the white indices. I don't care if you go with I love this Opaline Dial one. I think it's sharp looking.
Yeah.
But I will give another critique. Who in God's name wants 3 snowflake hands on a watch?
Especially white on white on white.
Yeah.
On white on white on white.
Yeah.
Snowblind, man. Snowblind.
But this watch, I don't know. Do they give the specs on this thing? Well, it says 14.6 thickness. I think that's an absolute lie. I think that thing is 15 and a half. It's big. I think it's big, and I like big watches.
It doesn't help that I think Buckley's mentioned it's the slab-sided case where they can do things with the case designed to make it visually not as look as big, right?
Right.
And it's just that slab side just really, really drives it home.
Yes.
Because the thing too is that 14.6 does include. It's got a very heavily domed crystal on there.
Yeah.
So, but
do you think the 14.6 is without the dome?
No, I think because I had the Chrono and it was like 14. I think the Chrono was slightly thinner at 14.2 or something like that, but or 14.5. But it was with it, but it's just so it wears more like a 14 flat, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe but just that slab side case, it is just it's like a wall.
Yeah. Like I said, as much as I like a big watch, that's a real thick, chunky piece.
Oh. And it was heavy too. It's heavy as fuck. It was actually the heaviest watch in my collection till I got it, and that includes the two-tone. So it's heavier than my watch. It's at least some % gold. So
it's crazy. It's crazy.
So when you're getting your solid gold deep sea or whatever.
Yeah, my solid gold deep. That's the ultimate fuck you watch.
That's right. It's your salespeople are hold on, let me get my manager. You just show up. You just show up on the floor with that
solid gold 5-pound watch. You walk. If you're wearing the solid gold deep sea, you're buying that to walk up to Rose Paul and just say, "I'm sorry, you call that a gold Rolex?"
It's like the watch equivalent of truck nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. I was shocked when I saw that. I was like, well, this is just the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. That and who wants how much is that solid? Hold on. I'm on the Tudor page. Who wants a solid gold Tudor? Was that a 58
oh man, it's I don't know. I'm sure someone will buy it. But
was it a 58 or was it a 41?
You see, Black Bay 58. So because there's the bronze one right there. So that just right there, the gold and the green.
$32,000.
Man, it's just nothing against Tudor, but fuck, right?
And it's not even shiny.
it looks like bronze, right?
Yeah.
So it's just you're spending a lot of money to have a watch that looks like bronze.
Exactly. Doesn't seem smart. Wonder if they'll sell any of those.
Man, I don't know. I'm sure someone will be like, "Oh my god, it's so amazing! It's what the houses said you were listed." Whatever, sure, go for it.
So, what are the chances that Mr. Tudor to you is?
I thought he had the gold one, like without the bracelet. I thought he had that.
You mean the two-time? I didn't know they.
Well, so they had this watch, but on a leather strap. Or they released it
Oh,
around the
okay.
Olympics with the silver and the bronze, right?
Okay.
Because you have the 925 there, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, see right there, yeah. I thought he had that one.
It's
Could be
possible.
wrong.
I mean, his
but-
name is Mr. Tudor to you.
So I just assume if Tudor makes it, he has it.
True.
So
Yeah, I mean, it's a safe bet. It's a safe bet.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm sure they've done their market research. But yeah, it's I don't
Logan
understand
Hall.
it.
Hot take Logan Hall says, personally, I like the new Tudor GMT Coke. I put my name down for one of my local multi-brand AD.
I think
It's a great
objectively
watch.
it's a great watch.
Yeah.
It's just it doesn't tickle. It doesn't blow my skirt up.
I just wish it's like when they did this one, they released these. It was like, here's your color.
Yeah.
I just wish that there was a choice. Because even though,
and they'll release it in more colors next year. And so, but like the foundations and the form factor are brilliant. But yeah, I'm with you on the Fotina. And like, I honestly don't give a shit about like the rivets on the faux rivets on the bracelet. Like, yeah, it's a little hokey, but like, it's not like a make or break for me.
What's happening, Kyle D?
Yo.
How are you, sir?
Good. Just got done from work. Saw that you gentlemen are on
Streaming.
good work.
It's all started as a new microphone test. Which everyone that says you probably shouldn't have wasted the money.
That sounds good to me.
But yeah, so and then next time I looked up, there was like one person, might have been like Dr. Bob. I'm like, can you hear me? He's like, no. I'm like, yeah.
I'm too lazy to hook up my good mic and podcasting gear. I just use the microphone on the iMac.
You just gotta do it, man. And Mark, yeah, I definitely recommend the a boom arm. It's nice. And like I said, this I've got the like suspension piece. I'll send you what I got on Amazon if you're interested. Just because that way it's like it's suspended a little bit, so that way if you like tap the table, you don't hear it, right?
Right.
And then I don't know what you're using for like sound mixing at all.
I'm not mixing it at all. You are correct.
Okay, so like I'm just not familiar with Mac, but like for like cheap-ish software, I don't know if they have a Macintosh version, but there's a software called Voicemeeter. It's a software-based audio mixer, and then they have different tiers. And I think you can try it for free if you want to, and it's worth playing with. And so you can do stuff like add EQ on top of it, and also potentially mix multiple inputs into a single output that you can feed into the stream. So like
can I make
right
myself sound like Jennifer Aniston?
I'm sure you can try. And then, but yeah, you can add like the reverb and echo and robot voice. You can add that kind of stuff. But the cool thing too is, I mean, maybe not so much for what we're doing here, which is more like podcast style, we're just talking. But if you wanted to like mix in different music that's like outside of whatever garbage is on StreamYard. So.
I like it. Dear Artifact says, Mark, walking down the street wearing a solid gold deep sea will make all the small-wristed rat bastards scurry into their holes. I would definitely wear that right into Teddy Baldessar's store.
He would pass out.
He would pass out. Let's see. The original OC in the house. Good to see OC. Says, late night stream for Lucha. Good stuff. OC. You are contractually obligated to come on the Sunday stream and talk about heavy metal. I don't know if you know that, but it's in the deal. It's in the colony, the fine print. Tudor did do a good job. Tudor does the last couple of years have done a good job. It just, I wish, like I said, like you're saying, they'll open it up to colors, but like this watch, was 1 year, and then they opened up to a second color choice. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like they were like, hey, let's make the blue one, and it just was like, oh yeah, here's your second choice. So think how many people passed away waiting for the new tutor.
That's right. Like as part of the launch, they have like one of those like in remembrance pages where it's just like all the people that died.
Wait list. Yeah. Actually, every Rolex AD should have a video play of the people who didn't get their watch while they were on the wait list. Who passed away while they were on the wait list.
That's right.
Oh man.
Bimal's got a hot take Wednesday question.
Hot take question. Is it okay for a dude to wear the candy pink OP36?
How big's the wrist?
Yeah, that's part of it. Because I'm not getting away with a 36 at all.
I have worn 36s before. I don't know if I would all that much in the future. As for it being pink, that's tough. Probably not for me, even though I do have some pink dress shirts and I do like pink. I have pink ties.
I don't mind. I had a pink tie on the stream the night my town flooded. But a pink watch is a completely different statement.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't wear a pink watch.
Yeah,
but I like pink for other stuff sometimes.
I would probably be. If somebody tried to make fun of me for it, I would say, "Oh, I'm sorry. This was my wife's watch. She died from breast cancer, and I wear it every day." Or something like that. Something horrible.
Yep. Or if like you just don't give a fuck, right?
You really have to
like it's the like type of manly that's just like you just don't give a shit. If someone's gonna make fun of your masculinity, you're just like, whatever, man. Go back to the internet. Like go touch grass.
That's what Sean Connery thought. I Googled. I went back earlier in the show, and I just happened to see that part where I think it was Gatsby suggested or somebody suggested that movie. I Googled it. That's
You can't unsee it.
He was wearing an invisible pink watch in that movie. Let's just say that.
Gatsby said, seriously, you're worried about the size? It's pink, for fuck's sake. I mean, I guess you can get, if you like pink.
I don't like colored dials all that much.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like colored dials. I don't like pastel colors. If that, I don't mind, like Evan's 57, that burgundy 57 with the Fume dial. I think that's hot looking. There's some green dial watches I like, but they're darker green, blue. But it's those pastel colors. Like Oris did all those pastels.
Oh yeah.
Rolex did all the pastels. That was one of the reasons I like the colors from Omega better, because they were more sunburst. It's like Father Artifact got the I think he got the gold, the yellow, but it's more muted. Let's see. Oh, yeah, stashing some cash.
Yeah, no rush.
No rush. It is a very comfortable watch, Buckley. The OP wears really nice. The stigma of an OP for an average person is nothing. The stigma for an OP in a watch community that isn't a special dial is people make fun of you and say you can't afford the real roll. You know what I mean? Like that's just the way we are. It's just part of being in the watch community.
Mm-hmm.
We judge you. I don't, but because I think that silver dial OP with the gold indices is beautiful watch.
Mm-hmm. And that was like the least popular one for a while.
Yeah, it's gorgeous though. If you ever see it in person, it's really a beautiful watch.
I'm not the biggest fan of silver or like champagne or salmon dials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, salmon. I'm not big on the salmon.
Yeah. A lot of people love that. I'm not sure why.
Not my cup of tea, you know. I'm not here to be the rock and roll to someone's disco, though. So.
Yeah. Mathis wants to know how Kyle D sounds more like Lolex than Lolex.
It's a gift. What can I
Right?
say? I guess I'm gonna have to get a mixer so I can change my voice.
Yes.
And, there not be any confusion here.
So people know.
I do want to buy a Speedy. Maybe I should just buy a Lolex Speedy.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all right.
You know, it's funny. I didn't know Lolex really that well. I knew him a little bit, but he'd kind of stopped coming off on the show. He'd sort of like would come on sporadically when I was watching, and then he stopped altogether. And then Tim kind of convinced everybody that he was a baby and an asshole and this. So I just kind of assumed that stuff was true. And then I see him popping up on Diego's stream. He's fucking hilarious. I'm like, wait a second. This is that guy like that we were supposed to not like? Oh, I get it. That's a shame. I feel bad. I feel like I owe an apology for having a negative opinion of him.
Yeah, he's always usually pretty good on the shows.
He's really good. He's really funny and makes good jokes. He's self-deprecating even. You know what I mean? Like, just it seems like a good dude. And like I said, we were kind of like I was conditioned to believe that was not the case. You know?
Like a year ago, it was like originally when he was still supposed to go to that Vegas trip that was in October, and then I was planning on going to it, and we both didn't end up going to it. I was supposed to take him shopping. We were supposed to go get a Lolex new wardrobe.
Ah, nice.
Trying to get him some shorts that are short, that like aren't below his knee.
That aren't and one shorts, but else too.
Yeah, you know, Lolex and his knickerbockers. You know.
But yeah, I mean it's just it's funny how like when you actually meet you actually see these people like not in person but on the stream and interact with them, you're like that dude's pretty he's kind of funny. I like him, Unlike Mathis, oh my lord, what do we do with him? Mathis, is that really an old Daniel? It does look like an old Daniel Katz picture.
I totally see it now. I've been wondering for days who that was.
I've always
I totally see it.
I'm like, I didn't know who. I was the same way. I'm like, I don't know what that picture means. What that picture is supposed to mean. He's calling himself former Mathis, and he has this picture.
But it looked familiar. Like the whole thing.
Exactly. I felt like I should know it. Yeah.
As if in a dream,
Yeah. My favorite was when I was doing the community streams. I put up a picture of me and him back in the mullet days. And it was like Mathis and Dr. Bob and someone else all made it their avatar. I was dying. I'd see him in the chats on the different shows. And people are like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "Me."
That's awesome.
That's me. It was good stuff. Yeah, he had Luchas for a while. I think it was my senior picture. But
thinking about the Tudor catalog here, is there some stuff you want to see? Is there some stuff you want to go?
Well, here's the thing. I would love to see them. So like this 58 GMT. Why are we not offering this on the 5-link bracelet? Like, why isn't that an option for this watch?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, because I think none of the 58s have it, right?
No, none of the 58s have it, and the only they have 3 watches that have that pink chrono, the one that I have, and the new monochrome. So why is that a thing? And then the other thing with their catalog is why do they have so many of these? I'm not saying you don't need to have some.
Yeah.
Why do you need all these sizes? All you know what I mean? Like, figure it out.
It's almost like they want to make that their date just line and just have something for a size and color for everybody. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's crazy. It's too much. It's I mean, we criticize like Look, there's 3 pages of these.
Oh, that is outrageous. I didn't know that.
You know, I mean that's a lot of the same watch. You know, we criticize Omega all the time. Well, this is just as bad. You know,
Yeah, that's where I do kind of appreciate the Rolex, the configurator, right? Where it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, let's start. Like, here's like the model, right?
Right.
Bay, pick a size, right? And then pick a, pick. You want a diamond bezel? Sure, right? You want what dial do you want? You know, and then you can kind of see it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's
And then why are they still
yeah.
making this?
Yeah, that was it. The 1926.
The 1926 with the. I'm assuming it's still the ETA movement because it's got the smiley face on the dial.
Yeah.
They probably just forgot about it.
Yeah,
No,
we forgot it there.
I know.
Totally forgot it's there.
It's right. Too, so maybe Tudor will have to do an archaeological expedition on their own website and just
The Great Expedition. Oh, hold on. And here's the other maddening thing is on. Let me go back to Black Bay. Let me go back to these. What else is maddening about this collection is every one of these watches is available on the 5-link bracelet, regardless of the size.
I wonder if it would fit. If it would fit the other ones.
Yeah,
I mean, they got the 39 case, right? So
Yeah.
you probably
think.
could just get the 39 bracelet, right?
yeah.
So yeah.
But why would they offer it on every one of these, but not on that new GMT?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Fuck if I know.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're not bad watches when you see them in person. Like when they're in the case, you look at them like, that's a good looking piece. You know, it's not horrible, but
Yeah, I don't know. I find the just
Very
standard Black
plain.
Bay to be a bit boring. Yeah.
yeah, it's very very plain.
They
And
need,
oh, go ahead.
they need to lean into what they've been doing the last couple of years and just embrace the heritage look and drop all that other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100% right.
Oh, did they get rid of the fucking glam? Did they get? Oh no, they still have it. Okay, never mind. Yeah, they have the Tudor Royale, and then 'cause
Yeah.
they had these garbage other ones like I think they got rid of them either last year or the year before with like the other date watch that they had.
Yeah.
Um,
Here's their Explorer 2,
yeah.
the 39 case.
Well,
And that's
the other thing too is the new Black Bay 58. Like that makes this watch really stupid because that watch,
Right.
the Black Bay Pro is like 15 mils thick,
Right.
and so like obviously they'll probably move shrink the case proportions down and move the movement over, but like that they probably should have retuned a couple things.
Yes, good point. They should have launched 5 of them. So now they're just cannibalizing their own stuff.
Exactly. You know, and you know when you go to the AD, if you're looking for a Tudor, and let's face it, there's a lot of people that a Tudor, you know, one of these, you know, if you're, you know, for a lot of people, if you're looking at a $4,000 watch, that's a big investment for a lot of people. You know, I mean, we get a little skewed about it because of more expensive watches, but that's an expensive watch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so confusing when you see all these different watches. You know what I mean? Like it's like,
yeah, it's true. It's like last year when I had a Tissot Gentleman. So that was like when you buy it new.
Isn't that a great watch though?
It was a pretty good watch. Like I was really impressed with it.
Yeah.
But just what I was gonna say is, you know, they're around 1,000 Canadian. So what is that, like 700-800 US?
Yeah.
So someone asked me, they're like, "Oh, that's a really nice watch," and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And they're like, "Well, how much is something like that?" I was like, "Oh, you can get it. Like, you can probably get it on a discount, but like new, it's around 1,000." And I thought they were gonna pass out.
Yeah.
Like I could see
Oh,
the
yeah.
blood draining
Yep.
from their face.
I had a similar experience. So when I got my first mechanical watch, I got a Hamilton Jazzmaster Open Heart in 42 millimeters, and same similar kind of thing. Like $900 ish. And basically, you know, I first got my security clearance, so I couldn't wear smartwatches in the skiff. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy a Swiss watch, right? So I did that, and it was just amazing. Even some of the older guys, right? Guys in their, like, probably 50s and 60s, right? You know, they were like, oh, nice watch. Like, yo, what is that? Oh, Hamilton, I'm explaining. They're like, how much you pay for $1,000? Yeah, same thing. They like shit themselves. And I'm like, you guys grew up in the era of watches. Like, what do you...
Exactly.
What?
So here's another thing. Here's another critique of Tudor. why does this watch have 5 lines of text?
Yeah, that's way too heavy. That's a terrible design.
And it's a great watch. It's a, you know what I mean? At a distance.
Mark, it's like when you're sitting on the toilet trying to read the back of a shampoo bottle, right? Like you're just doing it for entertainment, right?
It's, I mean,
like
it's
sodium
crazy
lauryl
to me.
sulfate. What the fuck is that, right? So
I mean, you're talking about a titanium dive watch, 500-meter dive watch. It pops when you this picture. Their pictures don't do this watch justice when you see it in person. It really is a good looking piece. But why all that writing? Like, why it's a
like you don't need ditch the self winding. Like we know, get rid of that.
Yeah. So there's one. Some of the, like the 39, at least the Pelagos is in red, I think, to break it up. Yeah, that's a left-hand drive. Same thing. At least the red breaks it up a little bit. It doesn't look quite as horrible.
Yeah.
It's still pretty horrible. But I think the FXD does not have all that writing on it.
No, it doesn't. I don't know what's on there, but it doesn't have 5 lines.
Yeah.
I've ever noticed. You know what? I'm kind of surprised they haven't canceled the Pelagos yet.
Yeah.
Like I kind of thought that might be, or the FXD. I kind of thought that would be like a 1 or 2 year deal. Like I'm kind of surprised they still have it.
Yeah, but they have to keep making weird Red Bull versions, and honestly, like if that would actually be a nice chrono. I think if it didn't have the Red Bull branding on it, or the Alani or whatever.
This chrono is actually not a bad look. Like just from a aesthetic standpoint, isn't bad looking. But you can only get the chrono in the FXD. So if you don't like NATO straps, you're out. Yeah. I like there's a lot to actually like about that. And again, 4 lines of text.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they couldn't put the 5th one in because of the date.
Its date took up the space. I saw when they had the Tudor event at my local AD, this had just like the week before had been released, and they had one there at the event. And it wasn't a bad looking watch, but the NATO's, I'm not a NATO strap guy, and I'm not a Velcro guy, and I just think that if you have that watch for 3 months, the amount of fuzz and hair, and it's going to be in that Velcro is just.
I just am simple, like bracelets and maybe leather. Like as the more I've owned watches, I've realized I like the ease and convenience of bracelets, leather, and also just when it gets hot here, right? Like I need a watch that like can kind of go with me and like just I'm not gonna get it all schmutzed up with like because I'm sweating that day, and all of a sudden the leather's got now like a permanent stain on it, right?
Yeah.
So, it's.
But some of the stuff they do is really good. Hey, get back over to. I'm sorry, guys in the chat. I've been ignoring you for a while as I've been complaining about Tudors. Is there any good comments I missed?
They've been pretty much following us.
They're fighting over crews. They're fighting over territory right now. There's a gang war in the chat.
Yeah.
Gang war, turf war.
Turf war in the chat, yeah.
Nice.
We're having a turf war. We're having a gold rush, and I'm getting my pan out so I can pan for gold. And
look, I'm sorry, guys. I have been officially accepted into the Boston crew. Based on it was a birthright. It was a birthright. But yeah, what sealed the deal was wearing the Boston Red Sox jersey on Sunday. And I think that jersey's like 25 years old.
Oh, wait, is Otto in the chat by chance? I was gonna give him shit because my Bayern Munich beat Arsenal today. Take that, England.
Take that, England.
That's right. A German soccer team with the English striker.
Excuse me. No, Caldeo, you're in Canada, right?
Yes.
but you did like Tom Brady. There you go. I read a very interesting article on ESPN.com today about Bill Belichick not getting a job. It was kind of interesting. Do you think it's a conspiracy to keep him from beating Don Shula's NFL record for wins?
How close is he?
15?
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no way someone wouldn't give him a job. He's a coaching god. He's the greatest coach maybe ever, some people would say. Like, you telling me some dumpster fire team wouldn't give him a job?
Well,
hey, don't make fun of my Broncos like that.
Yeah, seriously. Stop.
Hey, I like the Broncos. They should hire
him. I think the problem was people were afraid of him taking over control. Even if he said, "Oh, I don't need to have all control like I did in New England," eventually it's going to happen just because that's the way he operates, and he's only going to be around for like 2 years until he breaks the record.
I know people were talking about him maybe going to the Chargers a while back, but
yeah, I think the Chargers were all in on getting a Harbaugh, though.
Yeah, I guess makes more sense.
Yeah. Sue me. Yeah, so he had he's like 15 wins away from Shula's record. But I mean, it's hard to compare eras and different stuff, but I mean, he's arguably the best coach of all time. He's won the most Super Bowls. 6 as a head coach and 2 as an assistant, as a defensive coordinator. You would put him, and he's not like innovative though. You know what I mean? Like he was good at scheming defense, but he's not like Bill Walsh who changed the game. You know,
he did have Doug Flutie do the drop kick. I mean,
yeah, well, he did have that, and then they had Cal D. I think we have good news. I believe the Boston Crew has reached a quorum. Cal D. inducted.
Sick. When can I get my tattoo that indicates I'm in?
When do I get my Red Sox hat?
I do cheer for the Red Sox over the Yankees.
See, there you go. See, then the Yankees is not a Canadian thing because Father Artifact said he was a Yankees fan.
I have seen both teams play in Toronto.
Okay.
I would love to go to Fenway someday. I've been to Wrigley.
Yeah.
That was cool, but I'd love to see Fenway. Now that Yankee Stadium is gone.
Yeah.
Don't need to go to the new one. Don't care about that.
Back when I used to go to Fenway, it was a dump. There was, it wasn't all built up around it. They hadn't done any of the refurbs or anything at that time. It was a long time ago. But it was
that would have been before seats on the Green Monster.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah.
I remember the first year when they put those in. I don't know when that was. It was probably like, what was it, 20
in
years?
the 90s?
Late 90s, early 2000s. I remember
like that.
Like, how did they put seats up there?
Yeah. Yeah, back in the day. Again, I'm old. I was very young, but I saw Hank Aaron hit a home run at Fenway Park when playing his final year for the Milwaukee Brewers, who used to be in the American League. Believe it or not, kids, the Astros were in the National League and the Brewers were in the American League. But
I never understood that, why they switched.
They didn't do it at the same time, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
I just think it was about evening up the leagues at the time, and I think they were trying, like the Houston thing, I believe was about making the rivalry with the Rangers. Like an American, some.
What the hell was I going to say?
Next Sunday, live watch show from Dunkin' Donuts. Yes. Will be the Boston crew, including Kyle D and myself, newly inducted members. Will be doing live streaming from a Dunkin' Donuts.
Is that when the initiation is? Sunday?
Yes. Oh, Otto's here. He says, I'm still heartbroken and depressed. Hope is a wonderful but cruel thing in this sport. Anyway, we go again next year.
So a question for
shoot.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to say question for Buckley. Is it okay to rail on the Knicks?
That's a good question.
Even though I will say, just they've had so much suffering. If they won a championship, that would be cool. But Dolan's an idiot.
True. Todd Ken says the new Yankee Stadium was done in 2008. Boston Collector says the Knicks suck. Very eloquently put. Claude Kent says it's too easy to rail on the Knicks.
Wasn't it Stephen A. Smith like a month or two ago that was saying LeBron should trade himself to the Knicks?
I'm sure he said things like that. God, I hope they don't win. You know that shit's permanent, right? Oh, man. Sorry about that. Phone is always blowing up. Buckley says, go ahead, go for it. Basketball is a trash sport. Otto says, Boston, I respect you and look up to you, but don't bash my Knicks. Oh, my Lord. We're Knickerbocker bashing. America says, Buckley, fuck the Yankees. Yeah, I can't stand the Yankees. My dad was a big Yankees fan. He grew up in upstate New York, and I was really young. I really don't remember much about it except it was hot. But he took me and my brother. I have a brother who's like much younger than me. And a couple of my cousins, and we went to Cooperstown to see Whitey Ford and Mickey Mantle inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
That'd be cool.
I wish, I know that I was there. I just wish that I could remember it. It meant nothing. I was so young. Mm-hmm. It really didn't mean anything to me.
So Boston says that Dolan is the worst owner in sports. Normally I would agree, but with all the shit show that is the Oakland Athletics and then even the Phoenix Coyotes saga, I don't think Dolan is the worst. You got to give it up for those other two guys.
Yeah. How about David Tepper in Carolina?
I don't really know much about him, but
terrible.
I don't know. Does everyone just hate their sports team owner because fucking silent Stan Kroenke, right?
Oh yeah.
Buckley, you can't say the 27 World Series. That's great, but you can't forget 1960 when Mickey Mantle cried because Bill Mazeroski hit a Game 7 game-winning home run, the only one in baseball history, to beat the Yankees.
Actually, the Yankees should have more. They should have beat Arizona. That couldn't have been more of a Disney ending with everything that was going on, and Arizona beat them. That still pisses me off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was I went to Game 1 of that World Series.
Oh, wow.
I was in Arizona for the NASCAR race that weekend.
They had NASCAR in Arizona?
Yeah. Yeah, they would track right outside of Phoenix. So I went down and I met some friends there. And they were all going to have some race car. A bunch of the girls were driver chasing, and some of the other guys, they were going somewhere else. I was like, the World Series is in town. I wonder if I could scalp a ticket.
Was it crazy expensive?
What's that?
Was it expensive?
No, here's the thing. they have areas where it was Bank One Park, I think is what it was called at the time. I think the name has changed, but they have areas where the scalpers are allowed to scalp. So I only needed one ticket. Everybody was just kind of blowing me off. So I just hung out until about 10 minutes before the game was going to start. And I was like, finally, the one dude's like, "You still need one?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so we negotiated. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't very much. It was like $125 or something.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. It wasn't a great seat, but it was, like I said, it just happened that the World Series was in town. And I was like, well, why the fuck wouldn't I go to the World Series? If I can, you know what I mean? Like I'm here,
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Rose, I am a NASCAR fan. Big Tony Stewart guy myself. Grew up a Richard Petty guy as a kid. Loved Dale Earnhardt, but Tony Stewart was probably my favorite. One of my favorite racers. I think it's a shame though that there's not much crowds there now. It used to be there would be 120,000 people at a race, and now when you see them on TV, there's so many empty seats. We used to go to the Michigan race every year. I have been to Vegas, Phoenix, Michigan, Watkins Glen, Pocono, and what was the other one I went to? Richmond.
I've been to F1. I've never been to NASCAR. I've never understood the big deal or how NASCAR is so popular. Like you're driving in a circle. But before everyone dumps on me, I would go to a race to see what it's all about.
It's pretty slick. It's pretty sick. And especially if you're at like a 1.5 or 2 mile speed, a super speedway. I mean, those cars are flying constantly. The circle thing can get a little boring, but the fact, like in F1, if you touch a guy's wheel and they're like, "Oh, we got to get the race stewards involved," fuck that. These guys wreck each other.
Yeah, that's true. I guess, like in NASCAR, like getting your position and muscling guys out of the way.
Yeah,
would that be correct?
Yeah. And you have the draft. The draft is a big deal because those cars are bigger.
Right.
So you get that, you have to learn how to use the draft and the side draft and all, it's just cool as shit. Ricky, you're a Ricky Rudd guy. Ricky Rudd raced for a long time. Oh my Lord. Look who's back from Cuba.
Hola, señor. ¿Cómo está?
What's happening, Brian?
Well, I'm testing out the new artwork on the walls.
Nice.
Very nice.
I like it. And NASCAR's favorite son, Rose Paul.
What is up? I want to say one thing about NASCAR and then I'll get out of here because I think this is a good way for people to relate to it.
Uh-huh.
NASCAR is basically like this community and like panels in this community. So if you don't know the drivers, it's just 43 cars going around in a circle. Like, who cares? Right? And it's like, if you don't know anybody in this community, you're just listening to a bunch of jabronis talk about like watches for 15 minutes and then wrist size and then sports, and you're like, who the heck are these losers? What is going on?
So it's all personality.
Exactly. And then like once you get your driver, then it's where is he? What's happening? He crashes somebody else. And then when like NASCAR used to have, and here's how I'm really going to, like NASCAR used to have heroes and villains, just like WWE. Yeah, like absolutely. Tony Stewart was a villain. I mean, he became a villain. Dale Earnhardt created the villain persona. And so what they've lost is all the personality. Like every driver now is this, neo baby, like milk toast, great grandson of a former racer, and nobody cares. And it's like every driver now is basically like, who's the young Arnaud kid that took over tag. They're just like, they're just all these soft kids. And so then it really is 43 cars going around in a circle. But anyways, I'll get out of here. It's awesome.
Rose, don't get out yet. I have one question for you.
Yeah.
And this is important. I am not pro death. Okay.
Of course.
I'm not a pro death guy, but do you think the racing was, like these guys are so soft? And I think part of it is it's hard to get hurt in a crash anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
and they don't let them fight anymore.
Yeah.
Oh man, watching two NASCAR drivers fight, like you
was
really. I mean, yeah, but these guys couldn't land a punch if
Yeah,
life depended on it. They're all, they're all 5'0",
Yep.
swinging and missing. But no, I agree with you. Like the big one. So I think it's restrictor plate racing that sort of started that trend. And so 43 cars going around at 212 miles an hour, 3 cars wide.
Yep.
Anybody would you see the big one, which is what they call it at the Daytona 500. People are like, what the heck is that? The problem is, yeah, you had a few people getting killed, but you also had people came back and they were never the same. Like there's all these they're just, you listen to some of these former drivers and they're messed in the head.
Yeah.
Yep. So I get what you're saying, Lucha.
Without the danger, I think that's part of what's wrong with it. Is like anybody can do it now,
Yeah.
It's more it. I lived actually in Concord, North Carolina for a while.
Yeah.
So NASCAR went. It became it became more homogenized than 2% white milk.
But I would say though, Lucha, to answer your question, I don't think that's why. So viewership is tanking. It's just tanked.
Well, they keep changing the rules and the playoff and Jesus.
And that's the France family. Once they took it, so it used to be a publicly traded company, and you can Google and figure out in 2 seconds all the drama that the France family is going through, and it's being run by a little kind of. I'm trying to be PC here. An entitled little brat who inherited it from his father is running it now. They brought the company private because blood runs thicker than water.
Yeah.
And they have no management. They have no oversight. And they're losing sponsors. They're losing viewership. And pretty soon it's going to be on third-rate cable networks, and you just won't see it anymore.
That sounds like something really familiar that's happened in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Very similar trend. Yeah.
Sounds really familiar.
Well, anyway,
something's happened. What?
Another night we'll talk NASCAR. I didn't mean to make it all about.
No,
NASCAR.
you're good. You're
we'll
good. Glad to hear you're an old fan. Richie's
Actually,
right.
I got one NASCAR question before Rose leaves.
Yeah.
I want the panel I want to know your opinion. Would NASCAR be better if they went back to the old way of where it's actual cars that Joe Public can buy?
100%.
Because I think
100%.
And let each shop tune them to the point where they're either going to blow up, wreck, or run.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hell
yeah.
Stop with all these micrometers out there to measure them to make sure they're within the whatever.
I want to see engines exploding.
Yes.
Right during the race. And I mean, if it's true, it's stock car racing. Stock cars.
Exactly.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Be awesome.
Yeah.
I think everybody wants to see some sort of racing league that is completely unrestricted.
Yes.
Whether that's F1 cars or NASCAR cars or whatever. Forget the restrictor plates. Forget the stupid wing, whatever the thing they do in the F1.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Make the fastest car that you possibly can. I want to see cars with rocket engines on them.
Exactly.
How fast can you make a vehicle go around a track?
Yeah.
That's what I want to watch.
100%.
Yeah. Death race. It's going to be death race on a track.
It's no different than in baseball. I want steroids back. I want home runs.
Right.
Look, if those guys are willing to do it, I want to see it.
Yeah, well, and they've detuned the restrictor plate package down to the point where those cars will only do 188, 190.
Yeah. Right.
You take those, retune them back to where they were, and you're doing 210, 215.
Right.
Take the restrictor plate off, you're doing 218, 220.
Look, I'm a fan. I bought a ticket. If I get killed watching the race, so be it.
180 is I almost drive 180. That's not exciting. Like, I want to see 200s.
Yeah, and you don't
So-
have to worry about, if you get killed as a NASCAR fan in the stands, well then your aunt can still get a new boyfriend when she goes to another family reunion.
Exactly.
Right. All
There
right,
should be
guys. I'm
some
gonna go
risk.
listen. Awesome show. Thanks,
All
Lucha.
right, there.
Later.
Peace.
Buckley says there's something very amusing about Rose sitting there slamming bottles, watching NASCAR, and then getting super excited to turn it up. That's awesome. F1 is getting bigger and bigger every day. People do like to see the road course racing.
I always liked Le Mans because it's fun seeing like the F1 style P cars going around at the same time. It's just like the GT cars. So you have like you just have like a Porsche and a Corvette, and all of a sudden some prototype like F1 looking car just comes up from behind him and just passes him.
Yeah, exactly. Those are cool. And then somebody in here said that dirt track racing is where you find your real drivers these days. And I kind of agree with that too. And in dirt track racing, my guy Tony Stewart, speaking of villains, killed a guy. Actually killed.
What racing needs is what the XFL was supposed to be for the NFL. There needs to be an XF1 where there's no restrictions, there's no issues. You might die as a driver.
Yes.
But it's going to be fun. The cars are going to be fast. Figure it out, innovate technology, and I think that would be amazing.
Your audio's burping a bit.
I have a little bit of gas.
Did you have the spicy shrimp korma for dinner?
Yes. Korean barbecue, actually.
Very nice. Very nice. Original OC says a high quality panel. We just need Tim G and Kim to cut the average IQ in half.
I don't believe we need both of those. I think one of them would do it.
Yeah. One would do it. One will do. Clam got to ride at Dover via the Marlboro race experience at 145 in a 90s stock car. Absolutely insane. Yeah, those stock cars when you're doing those kind of speeds, it's a big chunky car. It's like driving a Tudor, Yeah.
I've had my Mini up on Charlotte Motor Speedway 3 times.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's cool.
And one time was an unrestricted, unlimited Mini get together.
Okay.
118 on the backstretch in a Mini feels really fast.
I bet.
How fast will it go when you take the restrictor plate off?
Oh, I couldn't take the governor off because it was still under warranty, and I don't know how to do that. It's a chip or something. Yeah.
Those are fun little cars. I can't lie.
Yeah, it was really scary.
I can't tell you. So I spent most of my automotive career, most of my 30 years in the auto business has been with, Jeep and Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram. But for 5 years, I would manage a Subaru store. And I can't even tell you how many people parents came in freaking out and crying because their son's WRX or STI was not covered under warranty because of the tuning and chips that they had put into the car.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's one of those cars that there's lots of aftermarket stuff you can screw around with, right?
Yeah. That was one of the hardest cars to appraise as a trade-in because you had to literally had to drive it, and if you had any suspicions, you had to take it back to service, have them take a look at it.
Oh, because they're all driven hard and put away wet.
Yeah, they're all driven hard, but if people mess around with the stuff, it's impossible.
Yeah, don't those guys? They put new chips in. They put like intercoolers. They flip out the intakes and the exhaust, and like people screw around with those cars a ton.
A ton. And they
with a
are.
boost
I mean,
controller and just
the
ramping
original
boost.
WRX was just a race car, just a for sale to the public race car. And people have taken that and they just, just mod the shit out of them. You think Seiko mods. Ugh. WRX. Original OC says Lucha and Colony have the highest like to upvote to viewer ratios of any watch YouTube channels. Good stuff. Thank you guys. How many upvotes we had? I don't even know. Otto says it's a legendary car. They're great cars. They're great cars. Brian, how are you? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Oh, you're eating.
Well, if you guys are going to talk about douchey ass Subarus, I figured I'd eat a cookie.
Oh, there you go. First enough.
Yeah.
What does that make the Mini? A fuckboy car?
Yeah.
Hey. Minis are class. Let me. Where the hell's my phone? There it is. So I have not been absent because of any stuff reasons. I was absent because we went on a 1 week cruise.
Nice.
For 18 days before that, we were taking care of my son and my son's house and his 2 cats. So that was twice a day going over there and doing that. Then we came back from the cruise, and I'm allowed to share in public now, but that little thing arrived.
Oh, very cool.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah, so that's my granddaughter, my first one.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, so she finally made it home here on April 7th.
Okay.
And then I don't give a shit about any watches and crap like that. I got and dare I say it's their drama.
Have you been banned?
I don't know. I don't know. This is the first time I've actually turned on a stream in 2 weeks.
Nice.
I hear Rolex did drop some shitters at Watches and Wonders.
That they did.
Excuse me. The yellow gold deep sea is not a shitter. Thank you very much.
That's a very deep yellow shitter.
Yeah.
And then I had a 4-day trip to Chicago for a big pipe collectors gathering.
Oh, cool.
And then I came home Sunday night, and I've got a friend from Germany staying with us for a couple of days. So we were at Walt Disney World today, and somebody from the streams actually recognized me in the crowd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Is the friend staying with you? Is it Higgins?
No, not a watch friend, a pipe friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Brian, are you trying to tell us that your entire life does not revolve around these YouTube live streams?
I am very sad to report to you that if these YouTube watch streams went away, the world would still rotate. I would still get up in the morning. I'd go to sleep at night.
I don't believe it.
He's saying he's better than us, guys.
I'm just saying I got multiple facets to my life. Yeah. Sorry.
Rose wants to know, Brian, have you ever smoked your pipe in the hospital? I feel like you'd pull one of those.
I almost got arrested. It wasn't a pipe; it was a cigarette.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they threatened to arrest me, and then I had some words with them and said, "Look, I'm the one you do not want to arrest right now." Yeah. And they said, "Yeah, okay, just do me a favor and go a couple of more car rows out away from the hospital."
When did they change the rules that you could smoke? Like, you always see in the movies or whatever, somebody has a kid, they have a cigar in the hospital waiting room. When did that change? 70s, the 80s? Like when did that change?
Probably the late 80s, I think. I remember people walking around the supermarket in the 80s smoking cigarettes.
Well, I'm still young enough to remember, or old enough, I guess, to remember smoking sections in restaurants.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Just
Oh, I remember
half
those.
the restaurant used to be smoking. They'd have an ashtray on the table, and smoking or non-smoking, where do you want to sit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one time. I think I was 17 or 18, and I was in line at the motor vehicles, and I was smoking a cigarette standing in line inside the building.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she's not allowed to smoke yet.
He's not allowed to smoke yet. Boss wants to know what did you buy her a pipe at least for later?
I already have it. It's actually it's a miniature corncob pipe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. When my son was born in '92, we had to go outside the hospital to smoke. So,
Okay.
but that was California. You know, the leaders of the
Oh yeah.
anti-smoking, but legalized marijuana.
The best part is the outside the hospital on the sidewalk.
Oh
You
yeah.
have the patients wearing their
Yeah.
patient gowns,
With their IV.
wheeling their IV out, and having a nice old cig right on the corner.
Oh yeah, that is brutal.
Listen, my way of helping Social Security is to give each retiree 3 cartons of cigarettes a month.
Huh.
All right.
Just
So
like
if you're
rum
on
rations for the Navy. Go for it.
Yeah, well, if you're on Social Security, you get 3 cartons of cigarettes a month, or you can get some pipe tobacco or whatever, but you get the equivalent of a pack a day. If you smoke them, odds are you'll get off Social Security sooner.
Oh,
right?
well, there you go. Yeah.
It's a money-saving opportunity.
If you don't want to smoke them, then you've got something that you can sell to somebody, and you can subsidize your Social Security by selling those packs of cigarettes.
It's perfect. It's a perfect plan.
Thank you.
Buckley says he's in favor of bringing smoking back, and he's dead serious. I need to know more.
Move to Quebec. People smoke on the subway there. When I
Nice.
saw that, I couldn't believe it.
Buckley, the link is pinned at the top of the chat if you'd like to come explain this. I remember the golden McDonald's ashtrays. I don't remember them in high school, but I do remember those little ashtrays they would put on the tables.
The gold foil ones.
Yeah, the foil ashtrays.
I think this whole smoking thing is way overblown. Secondhand smoke, that's a scam. That's fine.
It's fine. Everybody's fine. Rosette, I remember the back of the plane used to be smoking.
Yeah. The last 2 rows of first class and the last 3 or 4 rows of the plane. It was great.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Brian.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
on these planes, they have hospital level HEPA filters to filter the air.
Right.
You're telling me I can't rip a heater in first class and it's going to hurt anybody else? Give me a break. What a scam.
Boston says smoking is a scam. It doesn't do anything.
Makes me happy.
It makes Brian happy.
It sparks your synapses. That's why they're afraid of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Looking Glass it still has a smoking restaurant at his place in Alabama. You can breakfast and smoke at the Huddle House. Nice.
Really?
Yeah, there's six states in the union that do not have a statewide smoking ban.
Wow. I remember when they enacted the no smoking indoors ban in Allegheny County here in Western Pennsylvania. And the guy I was working for who owned the dealership was a heavy smoker. He was one of those guys that would, almost light his next cigarette with his first one. He smoked a lot. And there was a woman was in the showroom. His office was off the showroom. And she started complaining about the smoke smell. And I'm trying to apologize to her and tell her it's not in the showroom. No one's smoking in the showroom. It's a private office. And she's like, I want to speak to the owner. And I'm like, well, follow the smoke. I don't know what else to tell you. I think, I guess they smelled. You didn't notice back then though, because you were just so used to it. Because people smoked everywhere. The big tobacco lobby is not what it used to be. You know.
You guys remember the cigarette vending machines, the pull
Oh
tab
God,
ones?
yeah, you pull it out.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Dude, if you go to Italy right now, the tobacco shops have a license. It's a special license just to sell tobacco.
Okay.
They all close at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And when they close their door, the gate that covers the front door has a cigarette vending machine built into it, and there's no age controls on it. It's like €3 to €5 for a pack of cigarettes.
I've
See.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, the French also eat cigarettes for breakfast. So
There
Yeah, I
you
was
go.
going to say the traditional French breakfast is a cigarette and a cup of black coffee.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's old school car business there.
Yeah.
Buckley says, I don't mind the smell of cigarettes. People were tougher when they smoked, thinner too. Now we're all fat, confused about genders, and addicted to other dopamine. Like watch YouTube.
Yep.
Well, nicotine is both a stimulant and an appetite suppressant.
There it is. We would all not be smoking, or we would all not be streaming if we could smoke.
So Rosie's got a comment.
Rose, what does he say? I only smoke during sex. There you go. Very
So
nice.
once a year.
Whoa!
Wait.
Oh,
Wait. Wait. No.
Joke. That's joke of the night.
No, we need clarification. Is that sex with other people or just by himself as well?
no, they need.
It's on his birthday. Anyway, moving on.
So Boston has an interesting comment. So there's in Alabama, it's illegal to put an ice cream cone in your back pocket. You know why? Horse thieves used to do that to steal horses. So what they would do is they would put a ice cream cone in their back pocket to
Okay.
entice a horse to follow them, and they would steal the horse. So there's actually it sounds like a weird rule, weird law, but it's actually rooted in a real thing.
Okay.
To prevent stealing horses.
To prevent.
I think the same thing works with Kias now.
Everyone's poor Rose. Everybody's jumping on it. Boston says so. Rose doesn't smoke then. Damn. So, Brian, aside, how was the trip? I mean, obviously we see the baby, but how was the trip beforehand?
The cruise was fine.
Okay.
We knew the baby was coming home. We wanted to get the hell off the ship and get home and meet her.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
It was fine. I took my Royal Oak on the ship with me, and I took my IWC, and I think my Royal Oak was the most expensive watch on the ship by about 3 times.
Okay. So you won the cruise Flex War?
Oh, we were on Carnival. It was scary.
Oh yeah.
Was it worth more than the ship? That's the real question.
No, the ship was really nice. Yeah, the ship was really nice. Some of the people on there were, I don't know.
Salesman brought me an appraisal today for I think it was a 2011 Dodge Nitro. And I said, do I really have to go look at this car? He goes, well, they want to trade it in. I said, my watch is worth more than their car. I wasn't even wearing a good one. I was just wearing a Tudor. Let's see. Otto says, took your Royal Oak on a boat surrounded by water. You're a brave man.
Yeah, let me tell you, for those of you that believe in the Bible and think that it was Adam and Eve in the garden and 6,000 years later, here we are. You go spend a little bit of time on a Carnival cruise ship with people and tell me that we are not evolved from
Yes. From a subset of primates.
Australopithecus.
and nobody could have robbed me on there because they didn't know what a Royal Oak was.
Rose says, "You're all just jelly. Once you see me in the Rose RO, you know. If you know, you know." Did you almost get robbed on the cruise ship?
No.
So how far away is the baby? Where do you? Excuse me. Where did she? I know you moved to Orlando to be closer. How far?
Oh, they live 20 minutes away.
Oh, cool. That's actually a good distance.
Yeah.
You can't just stop over. You can't have that every day.
Yeah, I actually did that for their sake because I didn't want grandma to just run over there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's smart.
I also didn't like their neighborhood that much. So.
Yeah, there's that too. Boston says Carnival cruise ship proves there is nothing natural.
There is not enough.
Not enough natural selection and zero evolution.
Yeah.
Buckley says the average weight of a cruise ship passenger is 304 pounds.
Is that true?
Oh, good God. There are some of them. They had to turn sideways to walk down the aisles and the hallways. You'd get in an elevator with a couple of them. I think I had sex with them. I couldn't tell, but damn.
Regular patrons at Golden Corral, I guess.
Oh, some of them biggins could have had 3-4 guys going at a fat fold at the same time, and we would have never touched.
Damn.
And how's the food on the cruise?
So let me say this: I'm not a foodie. I don't go nuts over food. So I enjoyed it, and there was plenty of it.
There you go.
Yeah. Judge it for that.
Otto says, as a foreigner, unfortunately, cruise ship passengers are the American stereotype. Yeah. Well, I can see. Yeah, you probably see a lot of them. How do you know you're on a Carnival cruise? Asks Boston Collector. The guy in front of you has 5 pounds of cocktail shrimp on his plate.
And the guy's so big that you gotta walk for 10 minutes to get around him.
Sounds like a friend of mine. Cocktail shrimp.
Cocktail shrimp.
Clue me in on that.
Oh man. So yeah, the problem with the cruise is if you're not on the right one, you can be on a fat cruise. I only went on one cruise. It was a young person cruise. Like I don't know how this was probably in the mid 90s.
Was it called a swingers cruise, Mark?
They did ask me to put my keys into this dish. I didn't understand. I was confused. See Evan's out. Private chat.
Brian, did you see a lot of pineapple on the doors?
There were a few.
Yeah.
I just kept walking.
Did they weight distribute the Invicta watch collectors?
Yeah. They did have some 75% off Invicta watches on the ship.
I think the sign when I was in New York, there was an Invicta store and it said something to the effect of like buy 2, get 4 free or something like that.
Men's warehouse.
I mean, it was like a giant banner outside the.
Yeah. Rose said that someone look up the Invicta cruises. They televised on Home Shopping Network. I actually saw a couple in the airport in Fort Lauderdale coming back from an Invicta cruise, and they had an entire Bellman's cart full of Invicta cases.
Oh wow!
Just piled up.
Like, why?
I don't.
Like, why would you do that?
I don't know. Why do people buy Swatch Group shitters?
I don't know, because Omega is a great brand, Brian.
Oh, I must have missed the memo then.
So I got I got a magazine or whatever advertisement for Four Seasons cruises. So
Ooh.
Four
Oh, yeah.
Seasons has a cruise line, and if you really want to do it up, there are some pretty nice cruise lines.
Yeah, there's some
Yeah.
nice ones. Then there's some that
Yeah, you want to do it right. Do Holland America, which is going to be an older crowd. Do Celebrity, which is going to be a younger, nicer crowd. You can do Princess, which is kind of a mid-range. You can do some of the smaller ships that are just incredible and full service. And
What I'd like to do is Abercrombie and Kent. They
mhm.
do 2 to 3 week excursions to different areas, and
Yeah, and
it includes like a private plane that they charter for the entire trip and all that sort of stuff.
yeah, they get into some really extreme areas.
Yeah,
'Cause
there's an Abercrombie and Kent trip that goes down to Antarctica, which
Oh,
I'd
wow.
really like to do. Yeah.
I mean, you have to be careful. You could literally fall off the edge of the world.
Oh, I know. You got to be careful to not get close to the edge.
Yeah.
I think Viking does the Antarctica cruise.
Is that Viking? Low key Viking river cruises. I've seen some advertisements for some of those that look kind of cool too.
That's through Europe, right?
Yeah.
The river cruise. Yeah.
mhm. Viking has some ocean-going ships that are smaller and get into some interesting places too.
Thanks, Lux. Yeah, it's interesting some of the how they've made. For a while, it was like bigger ship, bigger ship. This is the biggest ship. I remember all the ads, and then at some point they became like these smaller, more I don't know what to say, but luxurious, intimate cruises and river cruises and Alaska cruises, and it kind of changed.
Brian, do you ever go on a Disney cruise?
Yes, that's a stupid question.
That's what I've kind of assumed, but
Yeah, Kyle, do you understand who you are speaking to at this point in time?
well, I just figured that's the only cruise you would go on. So
Hey, Mark.
He
Mark.
owns the
Yo.
ship, Kyle.
Mark, make me full screen.
Hold on.
oh,
What's up behind me?
Oh wow, the Wizard Mickey. Damn,
Oh, wait, there's some more stuff over there. There's stuff over there.
nice.
Yeah, have I ever been on a Disney cruise? Yeah,
See,
one or two.
So how would you rank it amongst all those other cruise lines you mentioned before?
The best
Right.
entertainment and the best food I've ever had on the ocean.
Wow.
Really?
Now
I haven't been on any of the posh, fancy,
yeah.
but yeah.
Mm.
And if you can get a cruise that's kind of off season and not a traditional itinerary, you lose a lot of the kids.
Buckley says, "Be easy on Kyle. He's Canadian."
Oh, well, in that case, sorry, eh?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. And in true Canadian fashion, he will be the one to apologize. Don't worry.
That's right.
That's okay. As I heard a comedian describe Canada as it's America's version of grandma's attic. You go up there about every 5 years. There's some quaint stuff. You dust it off, and then you come back down and you forget about it for another 5 years.
There you go.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Boston Collect. Is it too soon? Has anyone tried an Ocean Gate cruise? They have a new boat, the Titan 2. I was thinking of doing something to see the Titanic.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's still Hot Take Wednesday.
Although I bet if you do that and you're wearing the new yellow gold deep sea, the watch will survive the experience. We'll just say that.
There it is. I want to wear a yellow gold deep sea into Teddy Baldessar's store and say, dude, you're wrong. Watches should be bigger.
Oh, we just missed the 112th anniversary of the Titanic sinking 2 days ago.
There you go.
I was watching some real-time live streams of that. It was kind of interesting.
Oh,
Live streams of the Titanic sinking.
Yeah, there's like these. Apparently, there was 3 or 4 of them I could find, and there are these massive groups of people. Apparently, one was even in Orlando, and they had like a whole conference room full of people, and they had the whole thing was animated, and it was like a live time or real time video of like the ship cruising and then hitting the iceberg, and it would have all these facts come on the screen, and then they would interview people that had like dived down to the Titanic. It was kind of interesting.
Wow.
What?
That's
Yeah.
kind of like a nerdy Renaissance fair.
yeah. So, Kyle Lee, what is Moore's? Is it the Men's Warehouse in Canada? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically Moores. I believe they have the same. I believe Men's Warehouse either owns them outright or bought into them years ago,
Okay.
and so Moores is like the Canadian version of
yeah.
Men's Warehouse. I don't know if it's exactly the same. Like I don't know what brands Men's Warehouse would have, but
Yeah.
so Moores has stepped it up in the last 10 years or
Step
so.
up their game.
Yeah, so I don't like. I just because I made that comment how Joseph A. Bank to me is like one of the ultimate shitter places you can go for men's clothing, but yeah, Men's Warehouse isn't really any better.
Dingo Dave says that watch got to survive being sucked through a small hole. Might be better off with a Patek. Huh. Boston says people like to watch shit. See these shit in real time.
Boston's on fire.
Didn't we? I might have missed watching it in real time, but I heard it sink. Ship kind of sank
Yes. Yeah.
on a live stream.
Yeah. There was
Yes.
something. Yeah.
Something is sinking, and
It was I believe it started as a core meltdown.
yes. Well, yes, it was a nuclear carrier, I believe.
Yes.
The
Well,
core
would it
started
be-
melting down, and there's been just a natural disaster, and there's really no recovery.
Was it a Chernobyl meltdown?
Is it a coincidence that the Russian
Yeah.
ships have always had the nuclear accidents?
It's it's something to consider.
Oh, and my official statement is I go wherever I want to and do whatever I want. And if somebody tells me to choose, they're not going to like the choice that I make.
How dare you?
As every grown ass man would say.
Exactly.
By the way.
Yeah, except when my wife's around, then I got to do what I'm told.
Yeah, well, then you got to do what you're told, of course.
Free country, baby.
Can we be honest? You're an idiot if you want to go a mile under the ocean in a tube. Well, I mean, yeah. It's just... I thought about the Titanic survivors today, ironically. Cold plunge was at 38. Then I remembered the water was 28 for them, sub-freezing. What a nightmare. Yeah, that wouldn't be a good way to go. I got to think there are better ways to die. Parachute not opening. That's a way to die.
My question
we
is,
all-
why is Otto thinking about the Titanic survivors?
Yes.
Yeah, and can we all just admit there was room enough for the two of them on that fucking
Yeah.
door?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And Leo could have sliced her open like Han Solo did to that thing on Hoth planet, and Leo could have slid up into her because she was kind of chunky then.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, hot take.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh,
Brian just gave away the ending.
the ship sinks.
Who cares? It's 30 years old by now.
No,
I'm not probably
This
never
is in
gonna
the
see it.
director's cut. The alternative ending.
The ship sinks. Bloop bloop. Next.
Yeah, exactly. An entire movie around the Titanic. Ooh, I wonder what happens at the end.
Yes.
Wow, big surprise.
Well, if you like that, you'll like Hindenburg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a good dirigible?
Except, look, we're still making movies and TV shows about World War II. We all know how that ended.
Yeah. Plastic collectors. Can't believe Leonardo DiCaprio died during the filming. So sad. Auto spoiler: the ship sinks.
Maybe that explains why he is stuck dating 20-somethings.
25 years old.
Yeah.
25 is the throwaway number.
Yes.
So he could become a good Southern boy when his kids are going to be able to date his daughter.
Clam
And then-
says, "I think I purchased a dead man's rental funeral soup. It was mint. After thinking of the deal, it had to be a funeral rental. Use watches, use suits. Fair enough. I mean, that guy's not using it anymore. Remember the guy that hits the propeller on the jump down?
That seems like a personal problem. Why would you jump off the back of the boat where the propeller is?
Yeah. Oh, did he fall? I think he fell when the ship.
I think he was pushed.
Yeah, it could be. He could have been pushed. Could have been pushed.
Conspiracy theory.
As the Titanic was falling off the edge of the world.
Yeah, well, I
To
mean,
get into that.
it got too close. It got
Exactly.
too close. You know,
Iceberg or edge of the flat Earth?
it's
We'll never know.
well, the world will never know the true answer. I think there's some sort of like warning vortex when you get too close, and they probably got caught up in that. Just sank, broke apart, and sank. Buckley says, "I know everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about." Exactly, yeah. That was sick. So the movie Titanic, the story, yeah. I remember I wanted to see it because of the recreation of the ship and the accident itself. Because as an amateur historian, guy with a history degree is what I am. I'd read a lot about the ship, a lot of books about the ship and the building of the ship, and I'd seen some documentaries they had on it. And just to see the ship itself and what it was like, and to see their recreation of the accident, that part of it was pretty cool. The story, pretty sappy.
Mhm.
But you can fast forward through a lot of that movie on a DVD. Rose, that's the same guy who dives through the wedding cake in the November Rain music video.
All I can say is that the Titanic movie and live golf are my cures to insomnia.
Yeah.
What's really funny too is if you look at a picture of the Titanic next to a modern cruise ship,
Oh, it's tiny.
it's absolutely minuscule. And the Titanic at the time was billed as the largest passenger ship ever made. That's amazing how it's changed.
Yeah, it's amazing how small it was. It's in comparison, and let's face it, they loaded it up with poor people at the bottom. Of course, it's gonna be bottom heavy. It's gonna sink, right?
Oh, could you imagine the smell down there? Damn.
You know, what do you do? Boston Clark says, by the way, disclaimer: never ever watch the new Dumbo movie with your kids. It starts out sad, then continues to spiral into raw depression before ending in complete sadness. What the fuck was Disney thinking?
I'll say 2 words: Tim Burton. That's one dude that's tried every drug and has never exhaled any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the guy who made Edward Scissorhands?
Yes.
Yeah, Tim
Why would
Burton
he make a
doesn't.
children's movie? Why would
Tim
he?
Burton doesn't do drugs. He is
Is
drugs.
drugs.
Yeah. He did Edward Scissorhands. He did
Nightmare Before Christmas. So that's it?
Nightmare Before Christmas. He did one of the Batmans that was really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the
First
one
two,
with Jack Nicholson and all those guys.
Yeah. At least he didn't do the nipple costume. Uncle Sam's here. Oh, that was
Who
American.
would that be?
Okay. I was like, wait a second.
Uncle Sam needs you
Needs
to
you
join
the
the
watch
colony.
colony. Absolutely. There's good stuff going on over there. I can't tell you guys this enough. It's fun and it's like this. It's just whatever watches or whatever, but it's in a relaxing, non-monetized manner, as I like to say. But evidently that just makes me a dick.
You know, hobbies are supposed to be fun, right?
Yes.
Am I crazy? Can we have fun? Can we have a good time
We have a
with
good
a
time.
hobby? Is that okay?
Did we have a good time on the stream tonight? I think we did. And here's how fun it is. This whole stream started because I just wanted to see if my new microphone was working. And it exploded into, what do we got? Like 54 upvotes. Look at that. For a stream that wasn't even supposed to be.
You would have had more upvotes if you didn't mention that she sold Jeeps.
Well, we did, the first watch we showed was the Marathon Jeep collab.
Oh, I need to leave now.
Is Tim Burton rich or like FU rich? Is he mega loaded? I'm sure he's pretty mega loaded.
He actually is signed. He's not as loaded as you would think. And one of the reasons why he keeps getting jobs is because he takes a smaller paycheck just to do the art.
Rose, I think Tim Burton probably hangs out with Marilyn Manson. Not sure his money matters.
And I think he's married to Monica Bellucci.
He's married to who?
Monica Bellucci, the Italian actress.
I gotta look.
That kind of sounds
Oh,
familiar,
it
actually.
does sound familiar, and I gotta look her up now.
Oh man,
Monica.
he wins.
Monica Bellucci.
He's married to Monica Bellucci.
Yeah.
Oh, I quit life.
Oh yeah,
who
I'm done with.
cares?
Hold
He
on.
can do whatever. He can make $50 a movie.
Yeah,
He wins. Who cares?
He wins.
It's
He
over.
wins. It's over.
yeah, we all lost. Damn. There's her Facebook page.
Oh yeah, she was in Beetlejuice,
Yeah,
the new Beetlejuice,
the new Beetlejuice.
which is also the original one was a Tim Burton movie, I think.
Yeah, he wins. It's all over. It's over. Buckley says, when everyone realizes that the watch community revolves around two grown men, happen to be psychopaths, fighting each other for the leads, it all becomes a lot easier. Remove them and everything is normal. Yeah,
Why is Buckley calling you and Diego psychopaths?
I know it's it's
Yeah,
hurtful.
it's quite rude, actually.
It's very hurtful.
I mean, it may be true, but I'm wondering why.
We didn't mind his movies, but we all hate Tim Burton now. F him. She must be a freak. She must be a freak. Oh man.
Oh yeah, but in bad news, he also had a relationship in the past with Helena Bonham Carter, who is just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little
She's
out there.
Out there.
Although very on brand for
Right.
Tim Burton.
Yeah.
That's true.
And he would cast her in almost all his movies, I think.
Oh,
And she'd play the crazy one.
I think she just looks like one of those light bulbs. Yeah,
Yeah.
She's weird. Weird. Ugh.
Brian, you came in late. You missed my dinner.
looks like that was it the second time.
And I made a spicy shrimp korma tonight for dinner. Delicious.
I keep telling you, Mark, someday you are going to make you're going to make somebody a very lovely wife.
Some big time watch collector is just going to love me.
Look at the presentation.
Oh, that's half the battle. So these what are they called? Ray Dunn pottery dishes that I have. I bought these to spite my ex because I bought her probably like $2,000 worth of this shit. So then when she split, I bought myself some so I could when I put my meals on social media, she would have to see that I was using her favorite dishes.
So what you're saying is, don't mess with Lucha. He'll cook with your pottery.
Exactly.
It's over.
It's all over.
So are you saying when we break up, you're going to use all Disney dishes?
You'd be like, I'll be wearing a Disney shirt, a Mickey watch,
Yeah.
ears. I'll get some ears.
Yeah. Hey, can we talk about how Cartier was not the first one to do a Swiss-made reverse dialed watch that runs backwards, and it was actually Hellbros and Disney, and my Goofy watch that runs backwards.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
we can. Let me answer Kent here. Yes, I know. Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and Home Goods, all related stores, all big time carriers of the Ray Dunn pottery. Trust me, I know. So, what was the first backwards running watch, Brian?
I have a Goofy watch that runs backwards that was made by Hellbros in the late 60s.
Really?
Yeah. A manual wind Swiss movement.
Huh.
So good for Cartier to find out something that Disney did years ago.
Are you sure it's not some Breitling piece of garbage that doesn't work?
The Cartier, I'm not sure.
Buckley says at Rose, Monica is the type of woman that you let slap you in the face because it might be enjoyable for her. Might be, yeah. You don't know.
You let her blow off that steam, and then you make up afterwards.
The makeup is the best. Ask George Costanza.
You just you make friends afterwards. It's all good.
It's all good. Rose would without hesitation.
Well, I'm sure Rosie would. Once a year.
I think
Gorilla
Rose's about
time.
2.5
Yeah.
Rose right now.
Wait, is that Gorilla Time, the fake limey?
Yeah. He's we were talking about you earlier, Gorilla, and your many posts on Instagram.
Yeah, you almost got Mark fired.
Like, I got to be careful when I open the Instagram. It could be one of George's girls. How are you doing today, sir? It says, Rose, damn, you get slapped in the face before enjoying your annual cig? Rough, bro. Back to the one cigarette a year. Boston says she's the type to put on a fake mustache and open a can of Spam in bed. Not sure that is top-notch stuff. Weird doesn't equal good. Dang, Boston.
That's got to be
Helena.
Bonham Carter, not
You're talking
not
about
Queen,
Helen
not
Bonham
Queen
Carter.
Bellucci.
Okay. Oh, man. Kentago, yes, it's like an old reunion. Absolutely. Well, it's friends. It's people, and I feel bad about this because I really think that a lot of us thought that of Tim and stuff as like a friend, maybe not like a best friend or something, but you spend enough time on the stream and you think of it that way. But realistically, we were just money and content.
I feel so used, and I didn't even get furniture for it. Damn.
Yeah, Mathis is in the house. Dingo Dave is in the house. We still here. Community, colony, colonization. Mathis, Mathis, former Mathis, using an old picture of Daniel Katz as his avatar. Says Boston is drinking tequila tonight.
Oh, that reminds me. A friend gave me some bourbon to try, and I haven't opened it.
Very nice.
I don't have any friends.
Oh, Kent has an interesting comment.
Trust me, I know he would call and have long conversations and turn on me daily. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. It is what it is. We're stronger for it in a weird way. I believe there's a resolve to make a better, more fun, more approachable watch community. It isn't really that what a hobby is supposed to be about.
Frankly, there's no more pressure. We can just have fun, enjoy each other, enjoy the hobby, and have a good time. That's what it's all about.
Yep. 100.
I have a question. Who was the king during the Boston Tea Party?
King George.
The third?
The third.
Okay.
The third. Yeah.
George the Third. Yeah.
Yeah, Gorilla Time's father.
Yeah, good old Uncle Katz.
Now,
King G number 3.
Yeah. So true. Enjoy the sunburn. Yeah, here's the thing. We're having a good time. I fully support the Colony Channel. It's a lot of what's happening there is what I envisioned when I just sort of broke away on my own in October. Just kind of hang out and have fun. You can't believe what's happened, but end of the day, I've been tuning in to hear from like-minded people with the same hobby and talk some watches and bullshit, not drama. Exactly, not drama and politics. Yeah.
So with the Colony channel, is that going to be like every day, or just kind of go with the flow?
Yeah, whatever.
Cool.
It was kind of cool yesterday because I'm off on Tuesdays and America's running the stream. Then he pops off, I jump on, and someone else. It's like different people. It was like it felt like the way that the community channel was supposed to run in theory, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It not a constant, but just if it's there, if you're bored, you fire up a stream. Just start talking. If people show up, you keep talking.
Yeah. It's just meant to hang out.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Brian, are you on the hunt for new watches? It's been a couple of weeks.
yeah, I'm going through withdrawals. I'm taking methadone, but it's helping. Yeah. No, I'm always on the hunt, but haven't had time.
Hey, Brain, Gorilla Time says congrats on your child. Salute.
Yeah, well, thanks. I am a brain.
Brain. I hope your birthing pains aren't too bad. I hope your labor is smooth and without issue.
No, I added heavy fiber, and it helped really with the passing of the child.
Ah, nice. Yeah, we were talking about cereal earlier. If you got a 38 Seiko's 5 Snoopy, surf. Yeah, that's a cool watch. I like that watch. Seiko does a lot of cool watches. It's a shame they kind of raised their prices a little bit here the last couple of years. But there's still some value in a lot of those watches. They do some nicer stuff too. But Mathis, have a good evening, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Buckley says, Kyle D, that's classified. The colony is something we can't quite understand yet. Perfect. It's fair to fact.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't understand it myself either. I'm just a pawn. I'm an intern and simply a minion.
Just a minion, you know. Who doesn't like a good minion? That's what I call my lot attendants, the guys who clean the cars and run all the errands and stuff at the dealership. My little minions.
Kyle, you know your Canadian history. Has there ever been a time certain parts of Canada wanted to merge with the US or no?
We almost took it over in the French and Indian War, but
Isn't Manitoba, what is it, Manitoba or what's the one in the middle? There's a province in the middle
that's where I am.
like super stoked on joining the U.S.
Oh, you're talking about Alberta.
Alberta, there it is. Yes, Alberta, yeah.
But trust me, the way things are going, except for Quebec, everyone will be happy to join the US.
There has been in the past certain areas, or I don't want to say fractions, but certain, not whole provinces specifically, that have wanted to join, but it's just there's always been more that didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Well, on behalf of America, we don't want no more damn foreigners in this country. You know, stay up there.
Look, you know, stitching that extra star and putting that extra, you know, onto the flag, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's too much. Can you imagine how much thread and
You'd have to have like 9 or 10 stars.
I mean,
not just one.
what a, you know, that's a heavy lift. We don't have time for that. So
could you just imagine the cost of all the rednecks having to buy new American flag wife beaters with the right amount of stars? I mean, just that alone, China would be rich.
No, actually, you don't need to add extra stars, right? Each of the existing states can just absorb whatever province is north of it.
Oh no, you're one big state.
No, you don't want. I mean,
yeah.
Alberta can go to Montana.
We could Puerto Rico you and make you a territory.
British Columbia can go to Washington State.
It may as well. It's basically Washington State with just a slightly higher tax structure.
Toronto.
We love our Canadian brothers. We love our Canadian friends.
We do.
Can we just say we do not want the Quebecois because we can't handle all the slobbering and spitting that they do?
Well, we don't want them either. So
we don't want them either.
Yeah, you guys can keep you guys can keep them.
You know, they're really
frogs.
They're really like the Palestinians of the Western world, because even France doesn't want them back.
That's actually true. That's actually true, which is hilarious.
Well, that's why it's funny.
I got to ask a question. So I just got a notification. This is the maybe 6th or 7th time in the last few days I've gotten this notification on YouTube that Tim G has subscribed to my channel. Does that mean he's unsubscribing and subscribing? It's
yes. He's trying to let you know that he's there and that he supports the channel over and over and over
again.
And over and over.
It's just strange that I keep getting.
I mean, he's got different personas, so depending on who it is.
Yes.
He's a Tourette's subscriber.
Yeah.
I don't know how he has
which
time.
Split personality is supporting your channel at any one time.
But I have to say, as much as we hate the drama, I went from 214 subscribers to 285 in a few days.
All right, shut up. We don't hate the drama. We enjoy the drama for a while. Not for 3 fucking weeks, but for a while.
I mean, my channel's exploding.
Have you heard about a bezel?
Yeah. It's funny because I just got my gondola watch in, and I think it has a fake bezel.
And there was no locks on the toilet doors.
Would you like to talk about this for the next 18 months? We can do that. Let's do it.
Yeah, too funny.
So
Yeah,
tell us
Mark.
about Mark. Tell us about this. What's this dish?
This dish was a spicy korma.
Shrimp
I don't.
korma.
I
Shrimp
don't know if that. I don't know what that is. Explain.
dish. So it's kind of like a offshoot of a curry, and I kind of curry mine a little bit more than normally if you get it at a restaurant because I just enjoy the flavor. But basically, you take some oils and curry paste and spices and seasonings and fire it up. And I actually made the sauce last night. Came home, sauteed the shrimp, added the sauce. Brian's sleeping, and threw in half.
Well, that's due to his age. He's retired. It's okay.
He's retired.
Ignore him.
Hey, look what time it is. It's Eastern time, and I'm a grandpa in Florida, and I'm up this late.
Exactly. This is Grandpa recliner content here.
I am Florida grandpa unleashed.
Brian's confused by food this late at night. It's not the early bird special.
Well, I just want to pay full price.
Do you go to those, Brian?
Hell yeah, if it's cheaper, shit.
He sees that $5.99 sign and he spins that car around and zooms right into the parking lot. You kidding me?
I yell out the window, "Do you get a senior discount here?" If they don't answer, I just move on.
Next restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh man, Looking Glass as it comes out looking like it went in. Hey, it was a quality dish. It was good. It was tasty. People have expectations for
So is this technically Indian food, Pakistani food? Which
Yeah, korma is Indian
food.
North Indian, Pakistani.
I love Indian food so much. I could eat it every day.
I mean,
I just wanted to tell Looking Glass that I had already commented that it looked like it came back up the second time that way.
I mean, I made salmon over the weekend
Nice.
with a kind of like a sweet and spicy Thai glaze on it.
And ladies, he also does dishes and washes windows.
It's true.
I'm just saying.
These are all true things.
And he likes to ride bikes. So
Yeah, I like to ride bikes and raise money for the American Diabetes Association. It's all good stuff.
Lucha, how are you still single?
I'm divorced.
No, I mean
Wait.
still.
George,
Wait. I want to see if. Do you have a picture of yourself wearing those little skinny butt bike?
I don't. I wear mountain biking pants.
Oh, bullshit.
I know. Well, they have pockets, and and they're not as embarrassing.
Rose's got an interesting comment. I think we're going to see him a resident of the Villages within the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking love a 5:30 dinner reservation with all the Bryans. Love the early bird dinner special.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff.
Hey, Gorilla, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just getting ready for my my day. I hope I don't have to get the boat out to get across the country.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday out like on the so-called roads, the river roads, you could see like Ferraris and Lamborghinis and 4x4 cars all screwed up. It's just ridiculous. Rain stop play. But I came on to talk about F1 quickly before I can start my day. I stopped watching F1 about 6 years ago because it's become a remote control race. You know,
Yeah.
there's no gas, there's no cars refilling. Tires are predicted. The drivers are more safe than anything. It's crazy. It's bullshit. It's what's the point? You might as well get your grandma in one of those cars. It's remote control.
Safety has been the downfall of Western civilization.
Dude, I grew up in the era of Ayrton Senna, Michael Schumacher, Prost, Mansour, all these guys. You know, you get in that car and it's pointless. You're just going round and round. It's predictable. What's the point?
I thought you were like a Jim Clark and
No, bro. I'm baptized from head to toe. I watched that shit mid to late 80s and also 90s when it was Ayrton Senna versus Prost. This is bullshit. I don't even watch it anymore. You know.
Yeah.
Do you know? Can I tell you an important fact?
Go.
Formula One used to be the biggest watch sport in the world, and the second was far away. And it's just like, if you look at where it is now, it's just crazy. It's just become remote control bullshit.
George Gorilla, don't you think it was better under Ecclestone?
It was, because he was running everything, and he was doing the commercial deals, the sponsorships. You know, I remember Formula One when they could have tobacco sponsors.
Yeah.
So the American crew gave it a different spice of life. They commercialized it to a big degree, but it's lost the passion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Dunhill was sponsoring Mika Hakkinen, or one of the...
Yeah, Ferrari was sponsored by Marlboro.
Yeah.
From 1960 to 2000.
I believe we've discovered the corollary to the downfall of civilization. It's when
why
cigarette
did this guy come back? Why didn't you stay in the islands, you lunatic?
Oh, listen, you fake limey.
What
Why
the
don't
fuck? You're back. You've missed all the shit, and you're back to stress me out. My blood temperature's shot up because you're fucking back.
Your problem is that you're a fake limey and everything about you is fake. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I thought I was talking to somebody else, Tim G.
Oh, shots fired.
Bird.
But you're just a fake limey. But the problem is,
I am a fake limey.
Yeah, the downfall of racing is what is directly ties into the downfall of tobacco, because NASCAR was great when it was the Winston Cup. All racing was great when they had cigarette money behind it. Everybody was going to die anyway. We were all happier then.
Yes.
You know what? Brian raised a good point. Let's put an extra bit of rubber around his head. Let's put bigger tires. Let's make sure he's got more air conditioning up his ass. It's bullshit. It killed it. But what can you do? Evolution is a bitch.
I remember when the NASCAR guys would pull into the pits, and one of the things they do is hand a bottle of water through, and the guy would pour it on himself. Yeah. That's how they air cooled.
It's just taken out. It's taken out all the risk factor.
Mark, I said you pick on Insta.
Do you remember, Brian, how many deaths? No, I don't wish anyone to die, but there were so many crazy accidents and deaths through the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's just crazy. It's just like, it's become so safe. It's over safe.
Yeah, and then Dale Earnhardt Sr. dies in a freak accident, and that's it. They lock it down.
Yeah. Rest in peace, all the drivers.
This is why Western civilization died. IHOP.
Rudy Tooty fresh and Tooty potato chips.
Oh God!
What the hell is that?
What?
IHOP flavored potato chips.
That is nuts.
That's a manifestation of what's wrong with America, right there.
Yeah.
All right, this is too much for me. I gotta go.
All right. Well, before you go, can I ask one question? In the tenets of the Constitution for the colony, can we have an anti-safety platform?
Yes, please. Safety is not encouraged whatsoever.
Openly encourage chain smoking on screen.
Mathis, America, I have a request.
Yes, sir.
Can we have a monthly sacrifice?
You can smash a watch.
Oh. No. We have to take someone and sacrifice him every month. I'm kidding.
By sacrifice, what do you mean? Send them to Tim's stream?
I'm not mentioning any names. Send him wherever you want.
I was gonna say we have to send him naked to Archie's house.
Oh.
I think he likes things like that, from what I've heard. So.
Link for young.
Rose has apparently volunteered as tribute. So yes,
Well, there you go. See,
There you go. Thanks.
Link for
Anyway,
young Asian boys.
hey, I'm leaving at this point. Have a great night, guys. Get some
Yeah.
sleep. Ciao.
All right. See you.
See you later.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to go to bed too. I just wanted to see how the backdrop looked on camera. And
Cool. Looks
All
good.
right.
Looks
See
good.
you, fellas.
Oh,
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you, Mark. See you, Brian. Kyle.
See you,
Have a good
Bye.
one.
see everybody. I'll disappear for a couple more days.
All right.
So we'll go till quarter till. We'll go for another 12 minutes. I got to get going too. I got a long day tomorrow.
So, Lucha, you work 5 days a week? I know
Yeah,
you're
so Pennsylvania has blue laws, so you're actually not allowed to sell cars in Pennsylvania on a Sunday.
Oh, nice.
I know. So I always get Sunday off, and Tuesday's my normal day off. Unless
Manitoba's like that too. Car
Yeah.
dealers are still closed on Sunday, even though everything else is open.
yeah, and I hope they never change it because I like having Sunday off.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's good stuff. But so normally I'm off on Tuesdays unless that coincides with the last day of the month, and I'll take another day off. But yeah, I get to the dealership most days around 8:30 in the morning. Some days I work till 8 at night or whatever time we're done with the last customer. It's a lot of time. Saturday, Wednesdays and Fridays the dealership closes at 6, and Saturdays at 5. But so your 9 to 5 day, if you will, that the showroom is operational is your short day.
Yeah.
So you put in some time, but it's not like you're work the whole time you're there either. It's you work when you need to. So you need to be able to balance your playtime and your downtime with when you need to do your prospecting and your working and stuff. But it's not bad. It's you can make a nice living and get a free Jeep to drive. It's hard to complain.
Yeah. And do you see a lot of foot traffic during the week?
Yeah, we get a lot of traffic. And
So
a
people
lot more
take-
daytime traffic since COVID because people got used to
working from home.
and making time to do things when they could. So yeah. Or they says I would never live in a state that doesn't sell alcohol on Sundays. Buy it on Saturday.
I think Minnesota doesn't sell on Sundays, does it?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't think so, but I don't know 100%.
Yeah. It's weird the weird laws and stuff that are still around, but what the hell? Hey, we got 57 upvotes. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Dingo Dave says he's got one shiny ball. It's all he's got. Speedy Hernandez, reminding everyone to hit the upvote button on their way out. Because, again, we do appreciate that.
So it's about 6 states, I think. It's Montana, Utah, Oklahoma, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's for cars or alcohol?
Alcohol.
So they've lightened that in Pennsylvania because there are places you can still buy alcohol in Pennsylvania on a Sunday now. You have to have a special license, and there's all kinds of weird rules. Like you can always get it in a restaurant and stuff.
Yeah.
It's there's some little differences that they've made, but it wasn't that long ago that it was hard, because now you can buy it in some supermarket, in Pennsylvania, hard liquor and wine you used to have to buy at what's called a state store owned by the state. Now you can buy some in supermarkets and stuff, but it's not like when I go to some states and I go into the supermarket and I see I'm like, holy crap, there's aisles and aisles of alcohol here. There is now, Rose, there is now, but it's not. It's you can get wine and beer, but no hard liquor.
Not that I would ever drink grocery.
Store wine. Here's what I don't understand. There's a supermarket. It's a Giant Eagle supermarket. It's called a Market District. It's my local supermarket. It's huge. It's an enormous supermarket. And when it first opened, it was a real big deal, especially if you were like a foodie and were looking for certain ingredients. It kind of tailored it back to more of a supermarket now. But over in the section where you can buy beer and wine, they have a bar. So they have like a little hot food section, and it's in a sushi bar and a Starbucks, and the bakery over on this one section, and there's also the beer and wine and stuff over there, and there's a bar at the supermarket, and it was always very confusing to me, like there's always people sitting there drinking at a bar in the supermarket. Every time I go past, I'm like, what is wrong with these people? There are other bars. There are bars close by.
Is it cheaper?
I don't know. I don't know that it could be cheap enough to wash away the stigma of drinking at a bar in the supermarket.
Oh. Yeah. There's no stigma. It's a free country.
It's just crazy. I mean, they're happy. They're drinking. They got the sports game on. Sometimes they play bingo. I'll be walking through, and the guy's like B12. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? They have a trivia night. I'm like, this is a bar in the supermarket.
All right, Mark. I think I'll hop off too.
All right, Vimal. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Great show, Mark, and see you, Carl.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, it was a good show. For just testing out a microphone, it was a pretty good show.
I'm gonna have to do that one day because I've never done a StreamYard. So
Yeah.
I'll test it out, see what happens.
Yeah, it's StreamYard, so it's really easy to use, and it's just kind of cool. I think everybody had a good time. And again, the whole point, it's a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to have a good time. And if someone ever tells you you can't go somewhere else or you can't donate to their fucking charity, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that's bullshit. But
well, thanks for hosting the show tonight.
Oh, thanks everybody for coming. I appreciate it. It's great. It's good fun. We had a good time.
Yeah, it's a good way to chill after work. Just hang out, relax.
I know. I'm still dressed for work. I should just go into work wearing this again tomorrow. Kind of wrinkled up. They'll think I had a better night than being on the stream. Exactly. Rose says, talk some watches and some BS. That's the best. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, good time, laughs, whatever we want to talk. Yeah. One of the things I always try and do, and one of the reasons I never had any mods on my channel, I like to interact with the chat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what I'm known for running the stream, is just kind of goofing around. Yeah, the panelists come on and we talk and do stuff. But I always try to get back to make sure we're hitting some of the people in the chat too. And since it's not monetized and we don't have to worry about super chats and stuff, we just pull up whatever the fuck we want,
Plus it's a good way of if you don't have someone on the panel or whatever, it's a good way to just have content and just interact with those comments.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I think it's a good plan. I like it.
Yeah. Seems to work. I started it on the community because when I first started doing those community streams, I would hop on with Boston, and then a lot of times they would leave and I'd just be there by myself, and I didn't have key. At first I didn't have any keys or anything. So I didn't have a way to present, stuff on the, so I just started talking to the chat, and that's how it really started. It was just kind of bullshitting with the chat.
So you couldn't even pull up the comments then?
No, I would just have to go through them. Yeah.
It's
a lot harder that way. It's a lot harder that way. Rose says you read the chat close, and then I try. It's fun, it's a good time. Anna says, love that about your streams. It'll show you give the chat a lot of love. Well, that's the deal is that you guys are here, so why wouldn't I? You know, it's the whole shooting, pooping, tooting match. Always makes it fun. Thank you, Dingo Dave. Love Dingo Dave. Good to see you over. And H says, watches and BS. It's perfect. Yeah, it's a good recipe. It's a very good recipe.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to run a stream, if you're just starting out, my advice is pay attention to the people that are paying attention to you.
Yeah, that's a good philosophy. Because then it just makes it like everybody's friends, everyone's hanging out.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Everybody's involved, you know. Nobody needs to feel like they don't belong or anything because you're all involved.
Yeah.
The other thing I always say is say something nice to someone, do something nice for someone, be the light you would like to see in others, and that's the way you change the world.
Well said.
Dingo Dave says, Otto says, good philosophy, sure, thank you. Dingo Dave says, this one time at band camp. It's a great movie. Gatsby, thanks for the hospitality, Mark. Time to hit the rack. Night all. Yeah, it's good. It's good to have you over. Good to have everybody over. I truly, you guys have no idea how much I appreciate that anybody would want to come hang out and talk to me. So, Brian says, I don't belong, and I know it. I love it. Watch this. Brian, you definitely belong. You definitely belong. Anna, thanks all. Have a great night. Yep, we're going to lucha our way on out of here. Kyle D, thanks so much for jumping on. It was awesome having you on the panel time.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Absolutely. And guys, watch for, normally my stream's the Sunday morning stream. Watch for the Colony streams whenever they're on, and when they're not on, or if Diego's stream goes on. Always good for a good cause. Rose says you can always choose to be nice. Too many people don't realize this. Thanks, man. Yeah, absolutely. I am not a saint. I work in a horrible industry. No, I am sarcastic as all get out, but I just I believe that as people we got one shot, so might as well make the best of it. All right, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Good night. I'm going to hit the Lucha, my favorite. This is an old TV show. It's not on anymore. All right, guys. Peace out, everybody. Be good. See ya. At the very least, see you Sunday morning.